Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be on to
All right, here's what's going on in the nest. Live from the banquet studio, it's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. How's everybody doing today? The Elks getting ready for a matchup with the BC Lions on Sunday. Tell you what, we're going to have the Green and Gold kickoff show at 4 o'clock with Jay and Matt Awanek. They'll be on after the game as well for the Green and Gold post-game shows. The Elks go for their second consecutive victory. We have an awesome guest coming up at the bottom of the hour at 3:30 today. We were talking about this yesterday a little bit, and we have confirmed that DJ King is going to join us. Now, DJ King played in the National Hockey League, played, little over 100 games between 2006 and 2012. He's now a chuck wagon driver on the World Professional Chuck Wagon Association circuit, and he's racing in the Rangeland Derby at the Calgary Stampede. So I think this is fascinating. I mean, that's a totally different lifestyle, racing and traveling on the chuck wagon circuit, than playing in the NHL.
Yeah.
So, but I talked to him briefly this morning. He was already up bright and early working. He's going to join us over the phone because he's getting ready for the races tonight. By the way, are you going to have, just to tease it a little bit, because we're going to do Jay's Play of the Day around 3:40, 3:45, are you going to do another Rangeland Derby wager today?
Reid. Monday's play of the day, Chucks.
Yes.
Hit.
Okay, good.
Tuesday, no play of the day, golf tourney.
All right.
Wednesday, Jay's play of the day, Chucks. Hit.
You got it. So
We're going
Chucks.
back to the Chucks,
We're going
baby.
Chucks today. Okay, I can't wait. That's going to be fun.
But not who you might think.
Okay, well, that's fascinating. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I won't say what I did or didn't think.
Okay.
So that'll be good. That'll be Jay's Play of the Day for Play Alberta. Play Alberta, by the way, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Players can get a $50 casino bonus by depositing $20 using the code EST Casino. You can get a $50 free sports bet by depositing $20 and using the code EST Sports. Don't forget to use your game sense. So we'll get to Jay's very exciting play of the day a little bit later on. We have some fun stuff to get to that I think people are really going to connect with, because whenever you talk about small towns, but now, before people think, oh yeah, Reid, you've done that before. We have something, I'll just tease it. We have something very specific about small towns that I will have a personal story about. And something, well, I'll just say this. I talked to somebody in Evansburg today.
Whoa!
And I talked to this person for a few minutes because I wanted to get some updated information on the topic we're going to get into about small towns. And then I said, hey, if do you mind if I ask who you are? Because I used to live in Evansburg, and maybe we know each other or went to school together. And my name's Reid Wilkins. And my dad was and she cuts me off. Oh, of course. And she said her name, and we had a brief chat and catch up that way.
Have you come for me at long last?
Have you come at long last?
Reid Wilkins?
Where's the soundbite?
I know who you are. Jason Milne of the Reid Wilkins Show, 3 to 6 p.m. on Edmonton Sports Talk. Have you come at long last?
There it is. Was that back in February the bookbinder first made a brief appearance on the show? Where that was the the money clip that almost had you falling out of your chair.
It still gets me. It still gets
pretty
me every
epic.
time. Because I can hear it in your voice how close you are to going out of character because you cannot hold it together.
Yeah, well, I didn't know where that was going at the time. Well, I often don't know where the show is going. Well, I am telling people about some of the things coming up today. We're going to have a very neat small town discussion. I don't want to tell you where it's going yet. I want to kind of bring it in naturally and tell my my personal story, which will be pretty fun. We will have the oil understood later for GCL Diesel. We'll have buying or selling for Damon Bunting, and we're going to have at about 4:40 this afternoon our 4th edition of the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind telling people who this is because it'll make them even more want to listen. It is Jamie Landry, who is a 10-year-old BMX racer. So Jamie and her dad are going to come on together because it's cool to get the parents' perspective as well. Because when I think of BMX racing, now this may not shock the audience. I ain't never been on no motorbike. Okay,
this is not motorbike.
But that's what I
that's
think
what you
of.
think. Okay,
see, that's what when you say BMX, that's what I think of.
Okay.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yes,
that I don't even know the difference.
Yes, okay, fair enough.
When I hear BMX, I think vroom vroom, and then I have to take a second, and it's not. It's pedal pedal,
pump.
See what I
pedal.
Because this is how ignorant I am. When I think of BMX, we know what I'm thinking of is motocross.
Yes.
That's the first thing that came into my head.
That's fine.
Right? So,
yeah.
Well, actually, I don't even ride a bike either.
I don't think that's an uncommon
everywhere.
correlation.
Right.
They're both on a track.
But would there be... So this is BMX. Mm-hmm. So would there be some danger involved?
Yeah. A lot of the BMX that I believe Jamie would ride is pump, where it's small berms, but you're better off with your feet or your wheels on the ground, and you're pumping through it to accelerate.
And you got to go for it.
You got to go. I mean,
you can't be no wallflower.
No, and she's went for it, and as a 10-year-old, she's accomplished quite a bit already.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. A 10-year-old BMX racer.
Yeah,
and the dad. So now, how do people? So this is the 4th.
Yep,
the 4th time we've done the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, but it's an ongoing segment. So how do we get submissions and ideas?
Yeah, so you can go to, because I've got them all, Reid. I've got dancers, I've got BMX, I've got volleyball. I mean, there's been so many submissions. It's been great, and we'd like to get to them all. So please keep sending them in. You can email me directly, j@edmontonsportstalk.com, or you can go on our website, edmontonsportstalk.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and there's a contact us form. Just note that it's for the Athlete of the Week, and it'll get to me.
All right. So this is going to be cool. That's coming up a little bit later on. By the way, Jay and I are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. until close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real, play hard. So those are just some of the fun things that we'll have. I'm really looking forward to this show because I think the small town idea that we have is going to be a very good one. DJ King's going to be fascinating at the bottom of the hour. He's may be like grooming or feeding his horses while he's talking to us.
Probably. He's definitely going to be close to them.
We are also going to do today, for the first time officially, this is the actual launch. Last week when you weren't here, it was, what do they call that in the restaurant industry?
Soft launch.
The soft launch, Coop. The soft launch, the exhibition schedule, the preseason event of Name the Animal. So Jason Milne and I together are going to do Name the Animal, and Coob has a couple animal noises for us. So this is something that I stole from Inside Sports.
That was your show.
Well, they didn't keep doing it. So
yeah,
we can do it.
It's open game, baby.
Even if they did keep doing it, we could probably keep doing it.
I think we could get away with it.
We could get away with it. Some animals are just like, whoa, hold on. I only prey on... Anyway, so we're the one thing I used to say is... Because Kellen Kennedy was the guy that would play the noises, right? And
yeah.
when I would set it up, because I did this overly elaborate intro, which I may keep doing on this station. And I said, so earlier today, Kellen Kennedy went to the 630 Ched Animal Compound, and he brought, is that what I called it? Or Animal Sanctuary? The 630 Ched Animal Sanctuary.
Sounds better.
And I said, depending on the size and demeanor of the animal, he either recorded the animal's sound or has it in the studio with him, and he's going to play the sound on the microphone. He'll prompt the animal to make it sound.
Right, poke
Yeah,
it.
to the point where sometimes I would get these messages where it's like, is there actually 630 Chat Animal Compound? And sometimes when you get those, you don't know if people are going along with the joke or you've actually...
Oh, yeah.
Some people thought there were actual Inside Sports canned hams. It reached the point where some people were like, so do I actually get a canned ham? Like, do I need to be home at a certain time? They're like, no. Though there were canned ham t-shirts. Did I give you a canned ham t-shirt?
No.
I found a couple in my closet the other day.
Oh, bring me over an XL. I'd wear it with pride.
All the larger sizes went away pretty quickly. We should have just got all large and extra larges.
Well, bring me whatever size you got, and I'll wear it.
Yeah, I'll check.
What is it called? Wear what you win?
That's what they were chanting at the golf tournament. Who won one of the combine crew?
Yeah,
won the Trey Ford jersey. What a nice thing to get, eh?
Oh, Play Alberta came through on the prize donations.
Yeah, very much so.
Very much so.
Like a Trey Ford jersey?
What, an Elks, the box to an Elks game?
Yeah.
Do you know where their box is?
Is it on the
right
55?
No, it's above the locker room. It's on
it's
that
over there.
mezzanine, that glass-in mezzanine above the locker room. It's beautiful.
I've never been.
Hey, we'll go one day,
I'll
bro.
keep dreaming. Oh, here's another thing that's coming up later in the show. We're going to give away 4 tickets to that game.
Oh.
You will have to answer over the text line, and I'll tell you about the afternoon inbox in a second here. You're going to have to answer, I would say, a medium difficulty trivia question.
Nah, this is easy.
You think it's super easy?
Yeah. I mean, I got it sitting in front of you.
There's a step. You have to think a couple steps, but they shouldn't be.
The one side is way easy.
Right,
really
but
easy.
I don't. You have to think about something and then think about something else to answer.
You have to think.
Yeah.
You must think.
Think. Think. You must think. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of thinking involved, but you'll be fine. All right, so here's what you can do to get in touch. Oh, we got the off-topic topic coming in a sec too, which I think is going to be fun. If you would like to get in touch, you can text 780-218-9999. That is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That is from 2 to 5 p.m. You can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com or jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. You may want to send in a limerick. I already had coming in. And if you're in the Nasty Chat, that's the chat stream that's going on YouTube. So you can join us there. If you are on YouTube and you haven't already subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk, please do so. We now have over 13,000 subscribers. When I started here almost a year ago, we had less than 10. So people keep subscribing and click the thumbs up button. You know, it's a different vibe. It's a different sense of urgency without the Oilers playing every second day. So the thumbs are a little lower, which we understand because people aren't in a frenzy. And you know there's people out there who are like, well, what did I do last game day? Oh, I clicked and they won. I better click again. But we want to get to at least 100.
Yeah.
Which we've been doing. So let's, we're already a quarter of the way there. So click the thumbs up on YouTube. Once you do it, then hit the share button and send the link to the show to somebody else. So this person I talked to in Evansburg today, just to prove, or just to reiterate what I've kind of been saying, this person says to me, what are you doing? Why aren't you in Ched? Like, we loved listening to you on Ched. I was like, well, you can still listen to me. I said, give me your email. I'm going to email you how you can do it. She said, so you're not on a radio station anymore. I said, no, look, I'm on a radio station. It's just the station is not on the radio. We still basically are. We're a talk station. We're a live talk station.
Mm-hmm.
We do everything a radio station does. We do everything 1260 did. Even better, I think.
Oh, I think so.
And you,
I'm biased.
and you just don't get it on your radio, but you can get it in your vehicle. You can get it at home. If they have this handy device called a cell phone, which I think most people do.
Do you think she's listening right now?
I don't know. Hope so.
If she was, what would you say to her?
I'd say hello to Evansburg. We're going to talk about your fine town later on. That's all I'll say.
Okay, fine. A lot of debate in the Nasty Chat right now about a possible Sorokin move
to Edmonton.
This'll tickle your fancy, Reid. He's got a high contract. He's also got a no move.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Let's keep talking about it then.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that we have here that we are very lucky to have is we have our video game machine that has over 6,000 games on it. Good luck ever playing all of them. I early on discovered the track and field game, which is wonderful. And then about maybe a month and a half ago now, I discovered this volleyball game that I used to play in the Evansburg Arcade. It's called Super Volleyball Japan. So you play as the Japanese team, and you start near the end of the match, right? So I think when you play Cuba, it's 10-10, and then you play China, and you're down 10-9. And then if you beat them, you play the Americans, who are really tough to beat, and then you play the Soviet Union, as their abbreviation is URS in the game. So you can Matthew has beaten the game. He has beaten all four of those teams, and then you play the States again, and then you play the Soviets again. Now you can save it along the way. So I have my game permanently saved after beating the United States and playing the Russians. Over the last month, I have probably lost to the Russians, I'm going to guess 400 to 500 times.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it. I've witnessed it.
Because in 5 minutes, you can play them 3 times, right? Because it goes quick. I cannot beat the Soviet Union to the point where sometimes I walk away from that machine feeling a little down about myself. I had the match point today at so it's kind of weird because the sets go to 15, but it's rally points. So there's a point on every rally. I had them today 14-13 and couldn't put them away. And then it was 16-16 and it's capped at 17. So I had another match point and didn't get it. So here we go with the off-topic topic. I hope you have something for this, Jason Milne.
I do.
The off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So, tell us about a frustrating video game experience or a video game you just couldn't finish or took you forever to finish. So for me, this is, now I don't play video games at home anymore, but this is like, I can't beat the Soviet Union. I would
you
not,
can, Reid.
I will, but it's got to be in the hundreds, the amount of times I've been trying. Because I'll probably try 5 to 15 times a day for the last probably month.
It is frustrating for me to witness this, to see you just get demolished time and time again, mentally and physically, quite honest. It's taken its toll on you, and I know you can do it. I mean, today you had them 16-16. It was I
had them 14-13, and then 16-16. Whoever got that. So I mean,
you're
and
improving.
At 14-13, I had a smash to win, and I didn't quite execute it.
Well, that's the difference between winning and losing, Reid.
Yes.
And right now you're losing.
I'm losing. I'm the Washington Generals.
But one day you will get over that.
One day I'll beat them.
You will. I went to the group chat with my buddies because we used to play a lot of video games together. And this is not when you could do it from, I was in my house and my buddies were in, this was in my house or at Sickler's house or at Tuckwood's house.
Right.
And Super Spike V-Ball came up, oddly enough. We played the heck out of that game.
Okay.
So that was the one where you were on a beach and you could press the button like, and you'd, kabam. It would be the sound effect that would be put up on the screen. And it was an American circuit. So you'd go to all these different American beaches and play the best.
Okay.
And I didn't think we beat it, but Sickler said we did, and his memory is quite sharp. So then we moved on to Metal Gear Solid.
Like the original one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that, oh boy, that was a tough game.
But how would you play that together?
We wouldn't. We'd just
take turns?
be together and do it. Yeah. We played a lot of GoldenEye, but that was not.
You're playing each other most of the time, right?
But that Metal Gear Solid, I don't know that we ever got through it. I thought it was too hard. So one for me was Contra.
Oh, and you've played that here?
Yeah, it was. I couldn't get through the final stage of the shootout. Brutal. But Bronco Nick, that's a big one. Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You can't. Is Mike the last fighter?
Oh yeah, it's on here.
Oh yeah,
was
right.
playing it the other day.
So, okay, that's a good one. Duck Dad says, I had to buy the cheat guide for Majora's Mask, and going through it, all I could think was, how was anyone supposed to figure this out on their own? That's a good one. Brett B says, the Incredibles video game had me in tears as a young child because I couldn't beat a certain level. I could understand that feeling. Because I think I've had games almost in tears as an adult. Where you're just like, why can't I just, like, I'm on the easiest level. Why can't I? Earthworm Jim from Spency 5 Sensi on Super Nintendo. Brutal hard game for a young lad in the 90s. Couldn't get past the first 2 levels. Wow.
In the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, Redbeard says, when I was a kid, Dragon's Lair was a game I could never beat.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about Dragon's Lair, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
A couple people saying Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Grumpy Cat, last year I replayed the original God of War. There's a final challenge that is 10 levels, but you can't save it. Took almost 12 hours to get through it and claim the platinum trophy. My God.
You know what? I just found something out. So supposedly me and my 2 buddies never beat it, but Sickler just texted me and said that him and Tuckwood beat it on their own. The night Princess Diana died.
Where were you?
Up at camp, Moose Lake.
Well, they never told you they finished
This
it?
has been a secret our
This
whole
was
life.
Metal Gear or volleyball?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm heartbroken either way.
I can't believe they didn't text you.
Like,
It was 97.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 97.
Well, it was earlier. Yeah. Was it 97? Oh, that was when she was killed?
I think it was 97.
Yeah, that makes sense, Reid. That would make sense.
Death of Princess Diana on the old Google machine. August 31st, 1997 at the age of 36.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sad. Okay, so they finished it and they never told you about it. That's tragic.
Some friends.
I have a more recent one, though it was still probably almost 15 years ago because this game came out in 2009. Do you remember when, what's their name? I think, is it Anonymous, that hacker group? Somebody hacked Sony, right? And there was concern about all these credit card numbers, but I don't think they stole anything. I think they just did it just to prove they could do it.
Okay.
And then, so I had a PlayStation 3, I want to say, when you have an online account, and they offered everybody 2 free video games to make up for this, to download. So one of the games I downloaded was a game called Infamous, and you're this guy that you get these powers where you can fire out electricity out of your hands or something like that. And I think the shtick of the game was that you would have situations where you'd be sort of have a moral choice, right? Oh, so you come across somebody who looks like they've been beat up. You zap them with your powers to give them more energy, or, oh, hey, there's their wallet.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? And so you can get good or bad as the game goes, and that depends how the people in the city react to you. The final fight in that game, I never finished. I finally just abandoned it. Like, I couldn't do it. You're fighting this bad guy in some sort of a blown-out pit, and he can sort of not necessarily teleport, but move really fast, and you have to understand the pattern that he's in and know exactly where to stance. And I'm not that technically good with the remote control. So that would be one I played in the past. That's not a sports game that I absolutely couldn't finish. It's called Infamous.
What about the Moses game? You haven't beat the Exodus.
No, Exodus. There's a game. There is a game. Jay's not joking. There's a game on our arcade machine called Exodus where you play as Moses. But it's an older game, and you're trying to
There's got to be a
zap
scene.
your way through bramble, basically.
Right.
But there's rocks that can fall on you, and there's guards that can come out and chase you. It's just surprisingly challenging. I wouldn't put that on this list, though.
There's got to be a scene like later in that game where it's like when he parts the sea, and you're battling like whales and stuff that are on the bottom.
Well, here's the thing. In between levels, there's Bible trivia.
This is true.
Now, you can advance even if you get them all wrong, and I needed your help with some of these. I got to try that again.
Yeah, we got to get back
It was
on
surprisingly
Exodus.
good. All right, so that's our off-topic topic for William Huff. Tell us about a frustrating video game experience that you had, or a video game that you just couldn't finish, or that took you forever to finish. Okay?
Fantastic.
All right.
There's lots coming in.
We're going to go to Calgary and talk to Rangeland Derby chuck wagon driver and former NHLer D.J. King when we get back. Here comes the Coop.
Couple moves in the NHL. Josh Manson re-upping with the Avs on a 2-year deal worth an average salary of nearly $4 million. And from Pittsburgh, Matt Dumba is now a Penguin, being shipped from Dallas for Vladislav Kolyachonok and a second-round pick in 2028. For the Elks, Javon Leake returned to practice. He sat out yesterday. Today, he was limited with a quad injury. And right now in baseball, there's 2 games live, both in the bottom of the first inning. It's the Mets up 2-0 over the Orioles in the back end of their doubleheader, while the Marlins and Reds are runless in their game. And ESPN's Sam Sharania has reported Jalen Williams of the Thunder has agreed to a 5-year max rookie contract extension, which could be worth up to a total of $287 million. For the Riverhawks, they're 1 game back of the Bells for the first in the North Division. They play their series closer just after 7:30. While in Lethbridge, the Cactus Rats battle the Bulls, Energy City being swept by the Giants in a 2-game series yesterday. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years, their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
2 guys and a goalie.
What do you think Bowman's sell job to McDavid was about the goaltending? Hey, that comes up, right, in the conversation, right? Don't you think? No.
I don't think it does.
So if you're Connor, they're sitting there being like, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
but I don't think he's the kind of guy that goes, what are you going to do about our goaltending?
Yeah, what do you do about Stu? It seems like a dick thing to ask.
Does.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Win a trip to Osheaga with the Banquet in Aperol. We're sending 1 lucky guest to Montreal with flights, hotel, and 2 tickets to one of Canada's hottest music festivals. Enter by July 26. Details in store or on the Banquet app. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Must you click? Click. Must you click?
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. That is the Thumb Click remix is put together by Zachary Kubish. If you are watching us on YouTube, click that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Give us a like. If you're on one of the audio streams, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, thank you for listening through those platforms. If you have time to hop into YouTube quickly and smash that thumbs up, that would be great as well. Okay, DJ King scheduled to join us here in the next couple minutes. Former NHLer, now racing at the Rangeland Derby, Chuck Wagons in Calgary. The off-topic topic, Jay, for William Huff is a frustrating video game experience or a game or a level that took you forever to finish, or maybe that you never finished, like me with Infamous.
I think this one might resonate with a lot of listeners. This is in from Bones. The license testing in Gran Turismo would take me dozens of hours. Not sure I ever got through them all.
Just the license testing?
Yeah.
That sounds like it would be the beginning of the game.
It was awful.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew, the accountant, for me, I got frustrated trying to do a dungeon in Destiny 2 without dying. Took me almost 70 hours to do.
Oh, jeez.
He says he did it and did not touch the game for about 3 months. The real Slim Davy. When I was 12, I was playing through Crash Bandicoot Warped. There are some bonus levels you can unlock, so my save file was around 106% complete. I don't know what that means. My 6-year-old brother wanted to be as far as me, so he was going to copy my save file onto his. But he did it backwards and saved his 2% file over mine.
Jeez.
Easily the most frustrating video game experience. That's a tough one.
That is that's not pleasant at all. What would be considered the hardest video game of all time? I don't know what it would be.
Let's Google it.
Yeah. I remember a few years ago a guy I knew bought Death Stranding, and I think they're making another one. I don't think he got anywhere near finishing it.
Well, this says Dark Souls, Ninja Gaiden, Cuphead.
Oh yeah, Cuphead.
What's Cuphead?
Cuphead, it's kind of sort of like 1930s style animation, and you play as a little soda pop cup from a fast food, and you fire, I think, something out your straw. And I think it was download only.
Huh.
We don't have him, Coop? Can you just keep trying? Did his phone ring? Because he might be working in the barn or working with some animals. So let's see if we can get him. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Dark Souls. I've never heard of any of these. So.
Well, there's now also, I've heard of the Dark Souls video game. There's also a Dark Souls board game that apparently is one of those massive games that's in about 5 different boxes. I don't have it, but I've seen it.
Contra is listed as one of the hardest.
There you go. So you're in good company.
Wow.
Having difficulty.
What's Super Meat Boy?
Super Meat Boy? I think we're being henwayed.
No, this is on
that's a real game.
A blog.
It's called Super Meat Boy. Maybe Corey the Butcher would know. Maybe you're working as a butcher. You're Super Meat Boy. We got him. Okay, perfect. All right, I know this guy is busy, but we want to spend some quality time with him. Former NHLer. He is racing this week at the Rangeland Derby in Calgary. It is DJ King checking in. DJ, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Going good, yeah. A little wet this way, but it looks like the rain's going to stop here for the rest of the evening. So the week's going good, and it'll be a good day of racing tonight.
Okay, now I phoned you this morning. You were already up and working, and I know this wasn't the best time for you, but it was the best time during our show. Take us through a day if you can. Like, what have you been doing since this morning?
Today we hooked up in the morning, so we track time here from 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning. So we were up in the barns by 5:30 this morning, and then on the track there by 7 o'clock. And then we after we did that morning hook with some of the ones that haven't been going the last couple of days, we did chores after that till about 10 o'clock. And then after chores, I actually had to go do an autograph signing session there at the fair. And then we sneak in a nap. You know what I mean? Just like anything, any professional sports, you got to sneak in that nap. So we had a nap there, and now we're just going to start chores here right away, and then get ready for the evening stuff where get the wagon ready, the horses ready, and then pretty much take us ready to race time. Yeah.
Okay. How many horses do you have in your stable? Like, I know 4 pull your wagon, but I know a lot of guys might make a different roster night after night.
So when every night we use 6 horses, right? We use 4 that pull the wagon, and we'll have a lead horse and a sole horse for out riding. So we use 6 horses every night. We get 18 stalls when we come here. Typically on the road, when like our other venues, I travel with 20 horses. I can haul 20 horses in my liner all year, but here we just I actually got 17 horses is what we come into town with for the 10 days here, and then I sent a couple out to just the rest. I mean, it's a lot for them, and some of them are new that weren't going to go this weekend anyway, so might as well let them go and relax where they're not in box stalls for 2 weeks for sure.
Okay, so I want to get the story here. I mean, you played in the best hockey league in the world, and you know you played in the AHL as well. I think it's been about 12 years since you last played professional hockey. When did you make the transition to driving truck wagons?
I actually kind of started the transition before I was done hockey. Horses were always a part of my life. You know what I mean? I grew up with horses. My parents, my dad drove wagon, my uncle drove wagon. I had a lot of friends in the Metal Lake area that drove in this sport. But I was always around it. But like you said, hockey took me away, and you got to take advantage when you can, right? So I took that opportunity as long as I could, and then once I knew that I was going to transition to something else after hockey, I started to buy horses, and then I was driving wagons 2 years after I was done hockey. So, but the transition was in process pretty much. I kind of knew I was going to drive wagons my whole life there, pretty much, even just after my career in hockey.
So how do you compare the thrill of being in a hockey fight or scoring a goal to the thrill of driving a chuck wagon?
Yeah, they're both right up there for sure. Like, you know what I mean? The anticipation, the team effort, like, you know what I mean? Like a hockey fight, when that thrill of a fight, and then you're coming back to the bench after that, seeing the lift up your teammates all on the bench, and then racing the wagon, right? You come back after racing the wagon, and you see the whole team can feel that emotion of that race too, not just yourself. So it's the great thing about any competitive sport is the team aspect, right? And it's fun to do it with a team. I might be the only one in the driver's seat, but it takes the whole team just to get there and get around the track for sure. So the excitement there, and the excitement when you get back, and to feel it on the whole team is exciting for sure.
DJ King joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne, as he's telling you, from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, played in the National Hockey League, now a chuck wagon driver. He's competing in the Rangeland Derby at the Calgary Stampede this week. DJ, I know when we talked briefly this morning, I told you I used to work in Lloydminster, so I covered the Canadian pro circuit quite extensively from 2000 to 2007, and obviously the Rangeland Derby as well. I know sometimes in chuck wagon racing, there might be a wreck, there might be a bit of a crash. Unfortunately, there may be a horse that is injured or loses its life. And I know people, then rally against the sport. And I always say, hold on a minute. Unfortunately, something happened, but these horses are extremely well treated. That's me saying that as a media guy, and a lot of people say, shut up, Reid, you don't know what you're talking about. But you're there. I'm hoping you can speak to some of the criticisms that the sport faces.
Yeah, and there's always going to be that criticism. And I wish I could just educate everybody. Like, you know what I mean? If everyone had the opportunity, like you yourself have seen it firsthand, and anyone starts criticizing now, and if I have the opportunity, I said, come down to my barn, come down to my house anytime you want. These horses are treated better than our kids. Like, you know what I mean? They get top-notch care. I've been a top-notch athlete. I played in the NHL. These horses are treated just exactly like an NHL superstar. There's stuff that happens in life, and no matter what, it's not just in the horsing world. There's accidents happen no matter what you do, especially at a high level. It's unfortunate, but these horses are bred and wanted, all that kind of stuff. When they don't get their turn, all that kind of stuff, they got personality. They're upset. They want to do what they want to do. They want to go out there and run. We're not forcing them to do anything. If they don't want to do it, they wouldn't be on our team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we rescue a lot of horses from the track, give them another 10, 14 years in their career. And if they don't want to be a wagon horse, they can go on to do something else, right?
This call will be recorded. This call is no longer being recorded. That's just
part of the thing. Is just, I wish we could just educate everyone, but unfortunately we can't. But as many people as we can, I'd like to just educate them on the sport and animal, so they can have a different view of it for sure.
DJ, you got Jay here, and I just wanted to ask you about something that's away from the track and something that you're also involved in. And my family were customers of yours at one point, as you are one of the owners of the Tawa Cabins up at Waterhen Lake. We visited there. Oh gosh, it must have been 3 or 4 summers in a row. Met you there several times. You got a great facility. Tell people a little bit about what you do away from the track up at Waterhen Lake.
Yeah, I really overloaded my summers there since I was done hockey. I partnered up with my cousin and my uncle, and we bought Tawa Cabins there in the Meadow Lake Provincial Park. We run 18 cabins out there, and we got fishing boats. Fishing's been phenomenal for the last couple of decades. You know what I mean? It's been great this year for sure. We stay very repetitive customers. Like I said, we very same people pretty much come back every summer. But now that I've had that for over 10 years now, it allows me to transition from the CPCA over to WPCA and be gone a lot more in the summer. The staff, we have a great staff that keeps it going. Everything's going good there, and it allows me to come over here and be away a little bit more for what I have to do. But yeah, the fishing's been good. Then we do hunting in the fall. We do whitetail hunters, and I got my same group of hunters that all come down from Michigan every year. And then I'll go back there in the fall, and I'll sit on the boat and fish and run the resort till we close up for the year, kind of thing. So it's good. Life's good. I'm very fortunate where life's taken me. I got the experience of the hockey career. Got a good business going on after the hockey, and then I get to go in the truck racing world and do what I love to do with the animals, which has been my number one love for sure, is these horses.
Okay, I'll ask you one more. I'd be remiss if I didn't throw you some sort of a hockey question. I know you were mostly with St. Louis, but you did have a couple of stints with the Capitals. Was there any connection for you to see Ovechkin break the record this season, or do you have any stories about a young Ovechkin, or were you not there enough to interact with him a bit?
No, it was good. I mean, Ovi, I played with Ovi for 2 years, and Ovi was my stallmate when I was in St. Louis. In Washington, sorry. He was right beside me. I sat between him and Alexander Semin. So you think I'd learn some Russian, but I didn't learn any Russian. But no, actually, we brought a bunch of the Capitals down to the Calgary Stampede one year, like Mike Green and Don Carlson and Nicholas Backstrom come down here for a day. And I jokingly said, I'll be here one day, and they just say, oh yeah. But yeah, that was what I told them when we come here, and here I am here. But no, Ovi's great. He's everything about him you see on TV, the character that he is. That's his true character. That's one thing I love about Ovi is he doesn't sugarcoat nothing. What you see is what you get, and I was very happy for him to break the record for sure.
Okay, DJ, you promised me 10 minutes. I think I kept you for 11. So thanks for being so generous with your time. Have a great race tonight. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the Rangeland Derby. This was awesome to have you on.
Okay, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
It is DJ King. So busy day. So he was up working with the horses. Did get in his nap, but he's like, you got to go sign autographs and do all that type of stuff. But he's ready to race tonight. So pretty incredible. I mean, he was still into it while he was still playing hockey. And it's such a huge family sport. And what did he say? I think a brother and an uncle, or a dad?
Dad and an uncle.
Dad and uncle
Yeah.
are into it. And I know I left Lloyd in 2007. So any chuck wagon racing for me since then has been looking on the website or reading about it generally. But you heard me yesterday when you said, oh, this guy. I was like, oh, that's that guy's son. And then you said another name. I was like, oh, he's still racing. He'd be older now.
Yeah.
And then you said another last name. I was like, oh, yeah, that's from that family. So it is a total family tradition type of sport. That's a great way to get into it.
You know Mitch Sutherland? He's a driver.
Yeah.
He played Bears football.
Oh, really? Well, Kelly.
He would have played with Killam.
Okay. Yeah. So Kelly Sutherland, not the ref, the chuck wagon, he'd be considered one of the best of all time.
That's his uncle.
Right. Because Buddy Bensmiller from Dewberry, he's one of the all-time greats, and him and Kelly often went head-to-head. They would probably each tell you that they're the best, not the other guy. But
Kelly was this guy with the feather in his hat.
Right. Yeah. So Mitch is his nephew.
Yeah.
And then I think there was a Kirk Sutherland for a while.
That's Mitch's dad.
Okay, right.
Kelly's brother.
Right. So that's amazing. Yeah. That was awesome to get DJ on.
Really good.
That's such a cool story. You're going from the NHL lifestyle to the chuck wagon lifestyle. But what did he say about the horses? They're treated like high-end athletes.
They are treated like gold.
Yes.
No question.
Yeah. So that's why I always push back on people. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, all the horses. No, not all the horses die.
No.
If there wasn't chuck wagon racing, these horses who love to run and race wouldn't be running and racing.
I think it's actually kind of lazy, Reid, to be honest, just to say that and say, oh, they're all mistreated or they're all,
if you don't like it, that's fine. Or if you see a crash,
you don't have to like it.
And there are crashes. I'm not going to lie. I mean, when I started in Lloyd, I started in Lloyd in 2000. The previous summer, Bud McEwen from Lloydminster was killed at the Stampede during a race, and then his son was an excellent CPCA driver, Larry McEwen. But I mean, yes, unfortunately, there are crashes, just like there might be in auto racing. But like I said yesterday, sometimes when you hear like, oh, a horse died in the barn, unfortunately, there's been a couple drivers over the years that probably don't adhere to the standards that 99.9% of them do. They are wonderfully treated. And the drivers and all the people in the stables love them. And you know what? They need the horses to be healthy and well cared for because it helps them make money. Like, think. They're not abusing the animals.
Yeah.
The abused animals aren't going to run for you and aren't going to win money.
Right.
So, like...
Well, it's like if you own a company and you treat your employees like garbage, well, you're not going to have a company.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Like, if you don't like the sport, if you don't like that there are crashes, I'm not going to lie to you, and you're not comfortable with that, fine. But this isn't a cabal to abuse animals. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, I'm probably preaching to the choir because if you're listening to the show, you're probably somewhat of a sports fan and get it that that's racing and that how it goes. You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up there as well. We're almost to 50. The show's not even a third of the way over. We want to get to 100. We're gonna do Jay's play of the day, and we'll do at least one half of Name the Animal. We don't have time for both. But for the first time,
we can go a little late. We're not up against it any.
No,
for the rest
true.
Of the show.
But that 4:00 segment's pretty darn good too.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Jasmine says, "I just saw on X that effective September 5th, the Sportsnet Plus annual plan will increase from $250 to $325 plus tax. So that's if you don't have cable, you're just getting an app."
Yeah, that would be right.
Okay, Jasmine, thank you for that. And she's she was gonna come on the show last week and do an hour with me, and then all of a sudden she was sick.
Oh boy,
yeah.
Cold feet, or do you think she was sick?
I think it doesn't like me.
I think that's more the case. Yeah.
All right, here comes the coop.
Javon Leake was back at practice for the Elks today. He set out yesterday, being limited in practice this morning with a quad injury. In other news, Dallas's Matt Dumba has been shipped to Pittsburgh, being acquired from the Penguins in exchange for their 2028 second rounder in Vladislav Kolyachonok. While in Denver, the Avs have re-upped Josh Manson to a 2-year extension worth a total of nearly $8 million. And MLB action has 2 games live. Orioles up 3-2 on the Mets in the bottom of the second, while the Marlins trail the Reds 2-zip entering the third inning. For the Riverhawks, they meet the Bells at 7:35. Edmonton sits 1 game back of Bellingham as they can tie for first in the North Division with the win in the game. Then Energy City visits Lethbridge to battle the Bulls. First pitch at 7:05. In the association is Jalen Williams agreeing to a max rookie contract extension with OKC worth up to $287 million. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or call them at 780-467-5014. Jay's Play of the Day and Name the Animal. Up next on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The oil stream. I look at it as I would describe it, to me, it's a bit of a gamble because you're rolling the dice, hoping it speeds up the process.
Yeah.
You get a guy who's more ready and has that offensive
So you're
punch.
thinking it's a bit of a gamble for what the team is hoping to accomplish this year? Like taking a guy with no experience and basically slotting him in the top 6 on a championship caliber club?
Yeah, sure.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses, chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Okay, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. What is it today? Thursday, July 10th? Oh, you know what's tomorrow? Def Leppard's tomorrow. Woo! Yeah. I for some reason, I'm excited to go, but I've been thinking about it less than other concerts, maybe just because of, I don't know, the golf this week. Also this weekend, can I plug my dad's business?
Yes.
Such as it is. So my dad, 80 years of age, will once again, I don't know, probably for the 12th time-ish, maybe more, will be in Art Walk on White Ave. He paints. He does a lot of landscapes. Have you ever seen any of his stuff? I've never shown you. Bad son. He's kind of got the same spot for a long time now. He will be in front of the Scotiabank on the north side of White Ave.
Okay.
So what is that, between 105 and 106, I want to say? That's his spot, 10 to 5 tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. His paintings are excellent. They're quite affordable. But he also just loves people who stop and look and might give him a compliment if you want. Or, if you want to walk by, that's fine too.
You know what else? We have something in common.
What?
A family member of mine will also be on the Art Walk.
Oh, who's this?
My brother.
Oh, no way.
AlanMilneArt.com.
Do you know where he's going to be?
He's usually... Now, I haven't went down there to see him in a while, but he's usually in front of O'Byrne's.
Okay, so that would be...
Not far from your dad, really.
On the other side.
On the other side.
And I think a bit west? No.
He was on CBC Radio this morning, pumping up the Art Walk.
Oh, but doesn't want to be on Edmonton Sports Talk, eh?
Loser.
He is a bit of a loser.
He is. I just kid, Al.
He probably doesn't even listen to this show.
I don't know what he does most of the time, okay? Just kidding. No, maybe he is. Well, I want you to go visit him.
Yeah, I'll try to find him because I like to do a walk around and just see other stuff.
His stuff's neat.
And I'll be going to spend, help out if my dad needs, but I like to go walk around the Art Walk for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow my dad's there, going to Leopard. They're on stage at 9. We beating my buddy Zip there. Zip's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Zip.
That's pretty incredible. So today is Zip's birthday, Dave Campbell's birthday, my former colleague at Chet, Paige Martin's birthday.
Wow.
Oilers Plus.
Star-studded day.
That's like half the population of Edmonton.
That's like half your friends.
Well, people I know. Anyway, it is time for Jay's Play of the Day.
It's Jay, it's Play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's Play of the Day. It's Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the day.
It is, of course, presented by Play Alberta, playalberta.ca. It's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casinos, live dealers, lottery, instants, and, of course, sports betting. Mr. Milne.
Well, like we said earlier off the top, we're going back to the Chucks because they've been treating us pretty darn well. Now, we've been riding on Chance Vegan, who is right now the leader in the Stampede Rangeland Derby. In the aggregate, he's the number one wagon. But you know who's second? Second is Jamie Laboucaine.
Jamie Laboucaine, I believe, would be Brian Laboucaine's son, who I covered in the CPCA.
He's only behind Chance Vegan by 2.5 seconds. And then there's a little bit of a spread.
That's quite a bit.
Not bad over 6 days.
By the way, Vegan last night took a 1-second penalty and still won the evening.
I know. It was crazy.
So that's probably for a late outrider, I think, is 1 second.
Probably.
Because if you've ever watched chuck wagon racing, the wagon finishes, and then the chuck, when the wagon crosses the finish line, the outriders have to be within, I don't even know how long it is.
I don't know either.
Is it a furlong or less than a furlong?
It's not super close.
Right. Just don't knock over a barrel.
Do not do that. You'd be criticized.
I believe it's a 10-second penalty for knocking over, or is it for 10 for missing a barrel? Missing a barrel is also bad because you go to pattern. Anyway, sorry.
Jamie Laboucaine and Chance Vegan are both in the same race tonight, race 9. But Jamie Laboucaine has the 1 barrel. So
you get a good start.
It's over. So I'm on Jamie Laboucaine tonight. I'm going off Chance Vegan. I think Chance Vegan's going to win it all. But I think tonight Jamie Laboucaine's going to take it. It was plus 110. It's been boosted to plus 120. So let's make it 3 in a row. At the Chucks.
You're red hot Chucks.
I'm red hot on the Chucks. Let's go.
You're a red hot chucker.
You know it.
That's pretty cool that it's on Play Alberta.
I think it's fantastic.
That is fascinating.
It's Jay. It's Play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's Play of the Day. It's Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the Day.
All right. And also...
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
That's to give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Okay, so let's do, the breaks or whatever. Let's do one animal now and then later in the show, okay? So here, this segment is called Name the Animal, okay? So Zachary Kubish earlier today went to the Edmonton Sports Talk Animal Rescue Foundation. And depending on the size and demeanor of the animal, either taped the sound the animal makes, or he has it waiting by a microphone in the Hangout studio.
Gotcha.
Okay? So he's either going to play the tape of the animal or prompt it to make its noise. And then Jay and I, based off that noise, will try to name the animal. Now, I did this last week on an exhibition basis to introduce the Coob to it. So it's rare that you get it off the top.
Of course.
But you and I are teammates for this. It's cooperative gaming. So what we're going to do, Coob, is Jay and I will discuss amongst ourselves. We're going to give ourselves 5 questions that we can ask you or hints that we want to be prompted. So if we're discussing something, don't jump in and be like, oh, no, guys, we'll discuss it. Then we'll formally say to you, Coob, hint/question, is it furry? Whatever. Okay? So that's how we're going to do it. All right. So let's attempt to name the animal. Sounds like Hernan after a dart and a glass of wine. Okay. All right. You want to hear it? I think
can we play it from the start again? Just not the whole thing, Coop.
Play it 4 seconds.
4 or 5 seconds.
Okay. All right. So Jay and I are going to try to name the animal. By the way, you can submit stuff in the Nasty Chat or texting the afternoon inbox, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, but this is purely for educational and entertainment purposes. You can't win anything if you guess it before we do or help us guess it. And I'm going to try not to look. Okay, Coob, we're just talking amongst ourselves. My first instinct is that that's some kind of a pig.
Yeah, I was thinking along the lines of a boar or a hippo.
Okay, so do we want to just take a guess right off the top?
No, I mean, we have 5.
But if we get the first one on the first guess, Jay, that's legendary. I think we guess an animal and then get asked for hints after that. Like, think if, okay, this is the first time we're doing it together. Think of we will live in infamy.
I don't want to look.
No, don't look.
I want to see. I don't know. Like, I felt strongly about hippopotamus right off the top. Like, I did.
Okay.
And the last hippopotamus I met sounded like that.
You've heard a hippo?
Ronnie. The hippo at the Calgary Zoo.
Okay, if you're confident guessing
he
hippo.
was sleeping. I didn't hear him.
Oh.
That was a lie. I just feel like that sound is a
There's
hippo.
something pig-like to me about that, though.
Yeah, there is.
Well, okay.
What do we do then?
So we could either ask him, is it a pig-like animal? We could ask him, or we could guess hippo, or we could guess wild boar.
Your call. Let's guess the wild boar.
Okay. All right. Coop, for our first attempt, we're actually gonna go for it.
Guess we can guess as many as we want. We only have 5 questions though.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Well,
we're gonna guess wild boar as the animal.
It is not a wild boar.
Okay. So then let's ask if it's a pig-like animal. Okay, so for our first actual formal question, we want to ask: is it a pig-like animal? Is it in that pig family?
No.
Okay.
I would say it's not.
All right. So now,
well, you could ask now: is it common in North America? Or
yeah, I like asking that one. Or do we have it in Edmonton or Alberta?
Okay, because it could be in zoos, but is it common?
Yeah, ask him that.
Or can I ask what continent it's common on? Would you know that, Coop?
How do we word
what
that?
continent?
This is fun.
Now, what continent is it common on?
Australia.
Australia. Ooh, that's big, Reid.
That's massive. Okay, so what do we know? Oh, is it a kangaroo? That could be a friggin'
Is that kangaroo? A roo?
That could be a kangaroo. They could, because they're mean. They punch
are
people.
mean people.
They punch
Have
people.
you seen them? They stand on their tail.
So
Let's
what
just
else
do
is
it.
just... Okay, yeah, okay, do it.
Kangaroo.
No.
Okay, so what else is in Australia? Tasmanian devils,
dingo.
wombats.
A Tasmanian devil.
That's in Tasmania. That is in Australia.
I thought it was a province.
Okay, it's not a Tasmanian devil.
It's not a Tasmanian devil.
It's not on the
It could be a dingo. A dingo ate my baby.
Fine,
well,
yeah.
no, we got more guesses.
Okay, yeah. Okay, is it? Do you want to ask if it's a mammal?
Ooh.
Or if it's a land or sea?
Yes.
Okay, is it a land animal?
Yes.
Okay, so we've used 2 questions.
Yes.
Now 3, asking that one.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Coop, you're such a...
Oh, you
my
little...
goodness.
Yeah. No, it's
Australian land animal.
Okay, so it's from Australia. It's not a kangaroo. What else do they have there?
Shrimp on the body.
Some Australian people are just freaking out now. We could do size.
What about a crocodile?
Yeah, but they're in other parts of the world, aren't they?
Yeah, this is specific to Australia.
Okay, can we clarify? Let's clarify. Is it only found in the wild in Australia?
I'll have to confirm. I'm 95% sure.
But this animal is synonymous with Australia.
What are we missing?
Should be one of the first things you think about when you think about Australia.
Koala.
Yeah, do it.
Koala.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Bang. All right.
Bang.
Good. Yeah, and you mentioned koalas yesterday.
I did. He was listening.
He was tormenting us.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
I thought there were koalas in other parts of the world. Can you play that again?
Wow.
Like, you know what? Okay, stop it. Okay, stop it. And then I'm going to say something and then play it from the beginning again. It sounds like a human being trying to impersonate Jabba the Hutt at the beginning. This is why this is so informative. I never would have thought a koala sounded like that. Never.
That's amazing.
In a million years. That deep? I would have thought they would have been more like squirrely, like chirpy.
Yeah, that didn't sound cute and cuddly to me.
No.
Remember
like,
I said I would be my pet animal, my comfort animal?
Slobbering all over you.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, we're getting Jasmine a pet koala. I think that's... All right, Coob, that was very well done. So we'll do the other one at some point in the show.
Koalas are synonymous with Australia? Wasn't it a beer thing? Was it Foster's beer?
Maybe. I don't know if I would have thought of that without you. But to me, it sounded almost oinky at times. That's why I thought it was pig-like.
Good one, Coob.
That was a good one, Coob. But we did get it technically before the requisite 5 clues. It's 4:04. Give us a thumbs up if you're tuning in on YouTube. If you're on iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio, we appreciate that as well. But hop into YouTube for a second if you can and hammer that thumbs up. We're back after the 4 o'clock break.
I love the idea of a Huss bear.
The Lock Shop.
Phil says, I love the idea of a Huss bear.
Like could be a nice giveaway in the Lock Shop.
In your Huss bear. I'd like it where if you could do something and like squeeze its face, it gives you that look that Huss gets when he's shocked by something where it's like...
It also needs like if you push him or something, it has his giggle.
and if you push the one shoulder, it leans to the side and vapes.
Just a bunch of smoke just comes out of the mouth.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
If you aren't wearing a Connect belt, what are you waiting for? A one-size-fits-all belt with a smooth, hole-free track system makes it adjustable for the perfect fit. With fully customizable options, you can choose your belt color, material, and buckle to suit your style. 100% Canadian-owned and operated, Connect belts are designed for work, everyday wear, and even a round of golf. Check out the large selection of men's and women's styles at www.knktbelts.com. Connect belts, the perfect fit every time.
River Creek Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
The Canadian Brewhouse is turning up the flavor this summer with our new summer feature menu. Try our jerk chicken skewers, Cajun shrimp tostadas, and street corn salsa. Bold bites made for patio season. Get them while it's hot. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Elks practice had Javon Leake back on the field after he missed action yesterday. Today, being a limited participant with a quad injury. 30-year-old Matt Dumba is on the move from Dallas to Pittsburgh, being traded from the Stars for a 2028 second-rounder and Vladislav Kolyachonik. Dumba played 63 games for the Stars last season, being a healthy scratch for the entirety of the playoff season. From Colorado, the Avs have re-signed Josh Manson to a 2-year contract worth a hair under $4 million this season, while in OKC, Jalen Williams and the Thunder have agreed to a max rookie contract extension over 5 seasons worth up to $287 million. In the majors, there's 2 games underway in the 4th inning, top of the 4th. Mets down 3-2 to the Orioles, while the Marlins trail the Reds 2-0. And the Riverhawks also play. They close their series against the Bells. Edmonton looking to tie Bellingham for first in the North Division with a win tonight. First pitch goes at 7:35. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Okay, Coop, can you play the koala one more time? This everybody is this a koala. I never would have guessed that a koala sounded like it sounds quite threatening. Well, maybe they're I don't know. Like I'm looking at a picture of a koala as Coop plays this, and I struggle to imagine that animal making this noise.
Maybe Maybe it's a rare instance of a koala that it's making maybe it's got indigestion.
Because they're not that big. It says they go up to 85 centimeters in body length or height. So that's half a human about.
It had to be either it
must be constipated.
But it had to be in some sort of an instance, like whether it was in a mating ritual or...
Was it doing karaoke? Koala-oki?
It had to have been caught in some sort of something. I don't think that's what they say or talk, sound like. Just on the
Just as they're sitting there? Like, that's fascinating. Where are they found? Yeah, and they're only found Eastern Australia. They're very small habitat. They are a threatened species, by the way.
I just searched it up on AI. It says koalas' deep bellowing vocalizations are due to a unique vocal organ they possess located outside of their larynx. This
cool.
Extra set of vocal folds. I don't know what it's called, velar folds or something. Incredibly low frequencies produced from it.
Okay. Koalas remind people of Australia because they are endemic to the continent, meaning they are found nowhere else in the world in the wild. They are also a national icon and a well-loved symbol of Australia's unique wildlife.
Okay. Well, that was a good one, Coop. We'll do the second one today at some point in the show. Later on today as well, we will give away 4 tickets to the Edmonton Elks game. Sunday, 5 o'clock, Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium against the BC Lions. We will have coverage commencing at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Jason Milne, Matthew Awanek will bring you the Green and Gold kickoff show. They'll be on after the game as well for the Green and Gold postgame show. But between 5 and 6 this afternoon, we'll give away 4 tickets to that game. You will have to answer, I guess
it's an easy one.
It's an easier trivia question, but you'll have to do a little bit of thinking to get from step A. You'll have to think about A and then to get to B.
You have to know one thing. 2 things.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be obvious to everybody.
No.
Because you took 3 or 4 seconds to get it.
Yep.
Which for you is an eternity. All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text us on the afternoon inbox, presented by River Crew Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. So Jay and I, we've been talking about the Calgary Stampede, about the Rangeland Derby, and because we're talking about the chuck wagons, we've been looking on the websites. What are some other communities that the trucks go to? I was talking, I think off air, how when I was covering the Canadian Professional Chuck Wagon Association, I went to Dewberry to cover the trucks one weekend, and it's massive. It's like the Super Bowl for Dewberry, that they got the Canadian Professional Chucks, and it's part of their Dewberry Days or whatever it was called. So this got me thinking about the festival that's in Evansburg, and it's this weekend, and we're going to dive into the afternoon debate for Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Fall in for Flavor and Fairways. Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club open to the public, and Twilight Golf specials that go easy on your wallet. Wings so good they should be on parade. Hit the course, crush some wings, and soak in the sunset. Visit egmgolf.com to book your round today. So in Evansburg, and now I have not lived in Evansburg for a long time, basically since I was 17, and my parents left Evansburg in 2005. But there was PV Days, Pembina Valley Days, DAZE. Okay.
Of course.
And my memory of it was that it was on the August long weekend. Okay. So I Googled it today, and I found on the Evansburg and Entwistle Chamber of Commerce website that it's this weekend. And last year, it was also the second weekend in July. So there was a phone number to call. So this is the person I called. And I said, hey, my memory of it was that it was in August. And she said, yes, it was August long weekend. And then sometimes it was even later in August. But now there's a midway. There's a midway at Pembina Valley Days in Evansburg, and it's outside the arena. Okay. So, but because this is the weekend that the midway is available to come to Evansburg, that's why they've moved it forward. Okay.
Okay.
So also what would happen though for Pembina Valley Days is, a bunch of old cars would come. There was like a showing for like the old timey cars, and I think they would have a night where they'd park on Main Street or drive around, and the car aficionados would be out in Evansburg and look at each other's cars and have a bunch of fun. And also, when I was a kid, there was a men's fast pitch tournament. You know, like what's it called? Softball, I guess, but
fastball.
The windmill pitching, fastball, right? And like when I was 8 or 9, this was like the biggest deal for me. Like there was a tournament, they'd have the big cardboard sheets with the tournament draw, and I love that type of stuff. And Evansburg had a team, and there were usually, so my dad was the principal of the junior, senior high schools, grades 7 to 12, right? So I was not yet in the school yet, but I kind of knew who the teachers were. And usually a couple of the teachers were on this team. So I was like, well, this is like the biggest deal ever. Like when you're that age, it's like, well, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, well, they're probably not one step from the majors, maybe two. Like, you're like, this is your world. Sure. You're in a smaller world. So I wanted to watch as many of these games as possible. Like looking back, my parents would have been like, this is how we're spending our August long weekend. Like sitting with our idiot 8-year-old son who actually thinks this is real sports. And he's like keeping stats in his head and wants to watch all this stuff, right? And I would like know the players on the other teams and not know them personally, but you get to know like, oh, that's their batting order. Oh, here's their big hitter, right? So this is probably a year, 2 or 3 years. I was like so into this tournament, right? And I remember there was a guy. I can't remember his name. My mom and dad will be laugh at this when I say the name. It might have been Mr. Carrillo, who then later taught me in junior high some classes. But he was, at that time probably 30-ish and pretty athletic and stuff. If it wasn't him, it was another teacher who I can't remember his name. But anyway, this teacher in question was pitching. So what does little Reid Wilkins know about pitching? If you watch Major League Baseball, in the American League, they don't even let them bat. And the National League, their batting averages are like .065. Like they don't get on base, right? Yep. So this guy on my dad's staff hits a home run, like belts a home run. And he's rounding the bases, and little 8-year-old or whoever it was, Reid Wilkins, yells at the top of his lungs, standing next to his father, "And who says pitchers couldn't hit?" I remember, like, my dad looked at me and he's like, "Okay, like, that's great. That's awesome."
Chirping him at 8 years old.
Yeah. So, well, I didn't even mean it as a chirp. I was like excited.
It's a compliment.
I was excited because, think you're 8 years old. This guy works with my dad.
These are the
and
Yankees.
He hit a home run as a pitcher in the Pembina Valley Days tournament. Like when you're 8, I'm like, well, I didn't get to see Babe Ruth play, but I saw Ian Carrillo hit a home run in the Pembina Valley Days tournament. So I wouldn't mind catching up with Mr. Carrillo. Maybe he's listening. So anyway, so
is there still?
They don't have the ball tournament anymore.
What?
So from what I gathered today from the Evansburger who I talked to, that eventually it became a slow pitch tournament, and now there's no ball on the weekend. But it was fast pitch. I mean, some of those teams were actually probably pretty competitive, right? I think it was an 8-team tournament, probably 2 pools of 4, and then playoffs. Like I can't remember. Maybe there were more teams than that.
And your dad did not participate?
No.
But you would go and support because some of his colleagues were
live sports. Like, and this is what I was. Maybe it was last week when you weren't here. Like, coming into an Oilers game, or like I didn't go to an Essex game till I was in university. Like seeing live sports, like that's what I mean. That was big. It's like,
hello.
Well, I haven't been to Yankee Stadium. Like if somebody would have said to me at that age of my life, it's like, what big league parks have you been to? I would have said that as like to mitigate the fact that I had, I'm 8. Well, I haven't been to a Major League Baseball game, but I go to the PV Days tournament every year. Like, don't you? Like,
hello.
Like, yeah. It's not even free. Like, why aren't more? You don't have to pay. It's free. Why aren't more people coming?
So there was no midway. There was no carnival.
No, there was a parade. And they throw candy, and then you got to scramble around and pick up as much candy as you can.
Yeah,
right. Though I couldn't pick up the peanuts.
A good old show and shine.
Well, yeah, there were the old cars. I don't know what they call it, but there was something like that.
You'd call it a show and
shine. Yeah. And then I don't know what else. There were probably other things that I was oblivious to because I wanted to just sit there and watch fast pitch.
Really? So you wouldn't be going for the cotton candy or
I don't even know if there was cotton candy.
Right.
It was.
You were just too busy with the stats.
I was too busy. Yeah, I was too busy keeping stats in my head.
Would you score keep?
If I would have known that was possible at the time, yes.
Yes.
I don't even know if at 8 I knew that there was scorekeeping.
Oh, wow. This is fantastic.
So what is our afternoon debate? Just how great are these small town festivals?
Well, they're everywhere. And it's gonna cross over here into buying or selling as well, I think. But
good.
Yeah, we want to know what, your small town or your town or where you are now. What's the festival? What's the big thing that comes through in the summer? Because everybody's got them.
Yeah.
Right? And why, what your memories are of it. Show your work as per usual. But I think we'll get some fun conversation here.
Well, I hope so. And if you have a story about as a kid, like thinking that
this is the be all end all,
an average guy in your town was actually.
Yeah, Rip City Step says Reid saw the Otani of Pembina Valley.
Yeah, the PV Days Otani.
Essentially.
Like, how do you top that?
You can't. Well, Buck Lake had a good rodeo. You must have went to that.
Well, I wouldn't remember because when we left Alder Flats when I was 6. So I was pretty little.
At the Buck Lake Rodeo, we used to go to it all the time when I was young. April's my wife. We figure we would have probably ran together at that, like bumped into each other. Because at the Buck Lake Rodeo, all the kids would play under the stands.
Oh, like long before you became romantically
when we were
involved.
That's right. Jeez.
What? I made it sound so sordid.
You did. Yes, you do have a way of doing that. We figured we probably would have been there at the same time because her grandparents were right on Buck Lake. So they would go to that rodeo every summer.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Romantically involved.
Well, how old were you guys when you met, knowing that you met each other and sparks flew,
we didn't
as Taylor Swift would say?
Figure it or find out till probably our early 20s when we connect, or like mid-20s, early mid-20s before we connected that, we were at that rodeo. And, well, we were there every summer. And I'm like, did you remember playing under the bleachers? She's like, of course, that's what we did. So
that's amazing.
Could have fallen in love way back then.
Could have had a young romance. Oh, my goodness. What a joyous show this is. Tell you what, 780-218-9999, River Creek Resort and Casino inbox. I almost said festival. Tell us about your small town festival or a memory you have of going to some sort of a festival or carnival or your town's days when you were a youngster. That'll be a lot of fun. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. Let's do Bronco Nick's Limerick. Oh, another birthday. Today is the day of Mrs. Bronco Nick's birth. So happy she was put on this earth. She makes me smile. I'm sometimes in denial. No words can describe how much she's worth. Bronco Nick, you big softy. Speaking of becoming romantically involved.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Bronco Nick.
So, like, what? That'd be like a funny way, like, for a young person to tell their parents or their friends, like, they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like, oh, hey, I see you've been spending quite a bit of time with Jane. Is something going on there? Yeah, we're romantically involved.
I think that would be terrifying.
So is she your girlfriend or not? Yeah, I just told you that.
I just said that.
No, you said you're romantically involved. Like, that makes it sound weird.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah. Oh, so I saw you're getting married to Jane? Oh, yeah, we've been romantically involved for like 4 years. When did you get engaged? Like 2 years ago. So anyway.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
This is turning in one of them shows.
This is a good show. Mm-hmm. What else do we have? Oh, we got the Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week in about 15 minutes, too. We better do I'm sorry, Jay. I'm just hijacking the entire show. Coob, it's all you.
games are live in baseball. Mets and Orioles locked at 3-piece in the bottom of the fourth, while the Marlins trail the Reds 2-0 in the top of the fifth. And at practice, Javon Leake returned for the Elks after sitting out yesterday. Today, he was limited with a quad ailment. And for the Penguins, they've acquired Matt Dumba from the Stars for Vladislav Kolyachonok and a second-rounder in 2028. Out west, it was Colorado extending 33-year-old Josh Manson to a 2-year deal worth nearly $4 million each season. And for the Thunder, Jalen Williams has agreed to a 5-year max rookie contract extension worth up to $287 million. From Bellingham, it's the Riverhawks and Bells with their series closer, Edmonton, winning 5-4 last night, first pitch at 7:35, and they have the chance to tie the Bells for top spot in the North Division with a win in the game. Meanwhile, Energy City then visits Lethbridge to play the Bulls Cactus Rats on a 2-game slide. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment today. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting is what brings us back after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
The commissioner of the Canadian Football League, Stuart Johnson.
One of the surprises, or one of the a newness for me, tailgating varied from market to market, but certainly was a focus of each market. When I walked around in Edmonton and got a taste of, by taste I mean the literal taste of that I don't know if I've eaten that much meat that quickly in my life.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Fort Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
River Creek Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue, July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. My, oh my, what a day. We're going to be giving away 4 tickets to the Elks-Lions game on Sunday. We'll have a trivia question in the final hour of the program, so that'll be fun, hopefully. We're talking about your small town festivals or carnivals or some sort of summer event that might have happened in your community. It's all bundled into buying or selling. It's presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for around 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. So I told my story about Pembina Valley days. Okay, so you grew up in Sherwood Park. So was there Sherwood Park days or Drawson days?
Medieval days.
Medieval days. That's what they have.
Medieval days. They were great. I looked into it. Apparently, it started in 1963.
Oh, wow.
Sherwood Park has that Robin Hood theme, the medieval theme.
Right.
Or at least that's what they were going for. So they had jousting. They had a hay bale fort. And what I remember of medieval days was that it was at Centennial Park in Sherwood Park, it's got a baseball diamond there now.
Okay.
And where medieval days is, there's a whole housing complex there. But it was essentially in a farmer's field. And they'd have a huge festival, like a huge midway. All the rides. I remember at one point they moved it around a few times during my, I guess, life of going there. But one time it was behind Bev Facey, and my oldest brother Scott, and his now wife but then girlfriend Terry Dawn took me there as a young guy, because that's 8 years difference.
Okay.
And he went on
So they were romantically involved at this time?
They were romantically involved at this time, yes. Well put. They went on the Gravitron.
Oh.
Do you remember the Gravitron?
Is that the
spinning one? And you get in there, and you're what you were.
Are you dangling?
You're buckled into this. It's like mechanics slide under your car on a creeper. They're called. Yeah. It was like they were on the wall, and when the Gravitron would spin fast, they'd go whoop, and they'd slide up to the top, just due to the gravitational pull.
Okay, right.
And they went on there, and he came out, and he got so sick. And here I am. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
So was he covered in his own vomit?
Oh, he didn't puke in it.
Oh, okay.
He puked after.
Okay.
But I remember.
And you thought it was the best thing that ever happened.
Well, then what happened? Then we'd go essentially gamble. That was the best part of it.
One and only time in your life you've gambled.
I try not to. But we would go. They had the over/under game. Do you remember this? Where you'd either go over 7 or under 7 or 7 on the nose.
Okay.
I think.
And then they spin?
No, you'd throw 2 dice into this spinning table, and where they'd land up, that was the number.
Okay.
So I don't know, 7, yeah, because it would either be 6 or 8 to 12. And you'd put a toonie down or a loony,
yeah,
and then you'd double your money if you hit.
Oh, okay.
But then there was the pea wheel, which was... You'd get like a pea shaker for like a pool table where you get a number.
Okay.
They'd hand them out, the numbers, and everybody was in for a $5 round.
Okay.
So let's say there was 20 numbers handed out. Well, that's $100 at stake. And if they spun the wheel and your number came up, you won the whole pot.
You won everything. Okay.
Fantastic.
And as a kid, you were doing this?
Yeah. Well, there would be a couple times where they're like, how old are you? I mean, just be, you talking to me?
Talking to me?
Talking to me?
Doing the De Niro.
Yeah.
To me? I drove my cab here. How old do you think I am? So that was fun. Alex Belzeal, I think I'm saying that right, in the Nasty Chat. Beaumont days are always fun. Great weekend of family activities. Parade is fantastic. Kelvin grew up in Carmen, Manitoba. Carmen Fair ran every summer, celebrating their 145th annual this year. That's pretty good. Rip City Step, beef and barley days in Carstairs. They just eat a lot of soup. Yeah, I always had a fastball tourney when I was a kid. I'd only make my grandpa watch a few innings. We got some good ones in here. So people mentioning stuff around Edmonton. Riding the Pine, grew up in Golden, big baseball tournament and a weekend of rodeo. Incredible stuff.
Liquid Beaver chimes in. He says, I grew up in Andrew, and we had the Andrew Sport Off every July 1st long weekend. 16 men's fastball teams, 16 slow pitch teams, 32 curling teams, and mud bogs.
Oh, wow. Curling in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
The ice maker must have been quite talented. This is exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Like all this great small town stuff.
Well, I said one to you. And
Entwistle has a rodeo, but it's not the same weekend as PV Days.
Well, Bruce has a rodeo.
Yeah, Bruce is relatively small, is it not?
Yeah, but have you ever heard of the Bruce Hotel steak night?
I don't think so.
I've never been.
What is it?
But apparently it's the best steak you'll ever have in your life.
Really?
Yeah. Just out, I think Bruce is out past Toefield, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
And on Friday nights, they'll have steak night at the hotel. And you got to book like weeks in advance. You can't just show up and say, hey, I'm here for steak night. They're sold out. We should go out there one day.
We could do the show from
Maybe
there.
we should do the show live from the Bruce Hotel.
Bruce is, I'm just double checking here. I got to zoom out on the map. Well, Bruce is near Viking.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's just southeast of Edmonton. Can't be much more than an hour, if at all. So it's straight south of Vegreville.
Yeah, sure.
So you could either go out on Highway 14 or take Highway 16 to Vegreville and then go south.
That makes sense because when you go through Vegreville, there's a highway going south called the Bruce Highway.
Right. Not Bruce's house.
Not Bruce's house. The Bruce Highway.
Oh. The population of Bruce, what are we doing here? Let me see if I can get it. Bruce would not be very big. Population, according to Wikipedia, the population of Bruce in 2021. I guess that was the last census. What do you think?
Bruce?
Yeah.
1,250.
Like 1,250 people?
Yeah.
You're high.
480.
You're still extremely over.
No.
65.
Whoa. What a town.
That's amazing. That's got to be smaller than Alder Flats. I think Alder Flats had about 88 people when we lived there. I think my dad told me once he and another teacher at the Alder Flats school named everybody in the town.
Somebody said in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, this is Stove. How about Tees, the biggest little rodeo? And he says, yes, Bruce Hotel Steak Night is epic.
Okay.
Tees is kind of out. It's like straight southeast of Ponoka.
Southeast of Ponoka. Okay.
It'd be like straight west of Buffalo Lake, Stettler, that area. Tees.
Right. I feel like now that I've lived in Edmonton, you lose where all the small towns are kind of in your head, which makes me a little bit sad. But
we should look into that.
Jay and I are in the banquets. Yeah, we should do a small town tour of Alberta. That'd be amazing.
I
would love to do a show from Evansburg someday. I would love to do a show from Evansburg.
Let's just do it.
We got to tell Dustin we want to do it, but we should have done it tomorrow.
I know.
PV days, but we can't do it tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll put it in the book.
We should put it in the hopper for next year.
Let's do it.
Leopard's not going to be here again next year.
Who knows?
They are pretty popular.
You don't know that.
Might have to come back.
But you'd rather be there anyways.
In Evansburg?
Yeah.
I like Leopard.
Can you imagine doing our show live?
Imagine Leopard performing in Evansburg, Main Street, like the concert on the...
Doing our show in front of thousands of people.
Sock hop. Well,
at the Pembina Valley
I don't know
Days.
if anybody would notice that we were there, but it would be fun. We are in the banquet studio. Avocado and feta dip, passion fruit cheesecake, cocktails that taste like summer in a glass. Try the new feature menu at the banquet. Refreshing, craveable, and made for sunny days. The banquet. Get real. Play hard. Very special guest, the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week is coming up.
Couple moves in the NHL. Josh Manson re-upping with the Avs on a 2-year deal with an average salary of nearly $4 million per season. And from Pittsburgh, Matt Dumba is now a Penguin, being shipped from Dallas for Vladislav Kolyachonok and a second rounder in 2028 for the Elks. Javon Leake returned to practice this morning, sitting out yesterday. He was limited with a quad injury today. And right now, in baseball, 2 games are live. Orioles and Mets locked at 3-piece in the bottom of the 5th, while the Reds have a 2-0 lead on the Marlins in the bottom of the 6th inning. In the association, Jalen Williams of the Thunder has agreed to a 5-year max rookie contract extension worth up to $287 million total. For the Riverhawks, they sit 1 game back of the Bells for first in the North Division. They have their series closer just after 7:30 and can tie the division lead with a win tonight. While in Lethbridge, the Cactus Rats battle the Bulls Energy City, being swept by the Giants in a 2-game series, which wrapped up yesterday. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood, Leduc. On the other side of the break, it's the Athlete of the Week for Pasta Pantry. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Did any of them yell bang as they were landing?
No. The one guy's like the guy who initiated it is yelling and doing like the or whatever. If I had this idiot yelling at me like that and I just threw him in the lake and then he comes back at me and I just pick him up and I dummy him, I would throw a couple of bangs in there too because you know how easy it is.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Summer in Edmonton means three things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Who's up for a prehistoric party? Your Edmonton Elks face the BC Lions this Sunday at 5 p.m. Back due to popular demand, this theme promises to be dynamite.
Featuring Dino Nuggets at concession, the adorable baby dinosaur crawl, and the return of the T-Rex Combine.
It's bigger and better than ever. The EE Prehistoric Party, presented by Payworks. Tickets start at just $20. Score yours before they go extinct at goelks.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click.
This is a listener-submitted thumb click remix, very intense. If you're taking us in on YouTube, so we're just past the halfway point of the show, and we're 3/4 of the way to our goal of 100 likes. So if you're on YouTube and you haven't clicked the thumbs up, do it. If you're on an audio stream, pop into YouTube for a second, click the thumbs up, or share the YouTube link and text it to somebody or email it to somebody and say, hey, these guys are having a blast today. They're talking sports. They're talking small town festivals, and they have a great new segment on the show, the Athlete of the Week, presented by Pasta Pantry. For over 30 years in Sherwood Park, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in their kitchen. They do it fast so you can slow down. They're a family. When you come to Pasta Pantry, you're one of the family. Go check out Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, your home of the pregame meal. And this week's Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week, BMX racer Jamie Landry, who's also joined by her father, Martin. Jamie and Martin, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Great, you?
Doing well.
Hey, this is awesome. Congratulations, Jamie. So you're 10 years old, correct? Okay, and you were nominated, just so you know, you were nominated by your uncle Chris, who is very proud of your accomplishments, and he's actually an EST regular listener as well. He said, you got to get her on. I'm very proud of what she's done. So let's dive right into it. First of all, Jamie, how does it feel to be nominated and receive and become the Athlete of the Week?
It feels really good because I've worked really hard. And not many people know about the sport, and I'd love to get it out there to get more people trying it. And I'm just very happy.
Well, you should be. You should be very proud. So let's dive into the sport of BMX racing. We were talking about it a bit earlier, and you know this is not motorized devices that you're on. This is your pedal power, and I think you do something where you ride the bumps that are there. Jamie, tell us a little bit about the courses, how you got into BMX racing, and why you love it.
Well, I started BMX. So my mom showed me a video when I was younger. I was like 6. I used to love riding in the ditches with my Strider bike, and she showed me the video, and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to try it. But it was COVID when she showed me the video. So the next year I joined in, and I enjoyed it so much that I'm still doing it till this day.
And where do you race out of? Is there a league that you're a part of? What would you consider to be your home track?
Well, I've had
You've had 2.
I've had 2. I was on Edmonton for 4 years, and this year I'm on St. Albert.
Okay,
and Supercross track in St. Albert, and it's one of the bigger BMX tracks in Western Canada right now. And this year they're hosting the National BMX Championships in August, on the 23rd of August.
Oh, wow. And the one in Edmonton, that would be Argyle, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the voice you just heard, if you're listening on the audio stream, which plenty of you do, is Jamie's dad, Martin, who, thanks for hopping on with us here. Martin, I wanted to ask you a question. Just how proud of you. I mean, I'm a father of 3 girls, and, I'll be honest, I like them to step outside their comfort zone and do different things and experience different sports. So how excited are you, and how proud of you are you of Jamie for what she's done? And tell us a little bit about, it's your time to gloat here, okay? You've got the show, you've got everybody listening. You can now gloat about some of the accolades that Jamie has gotten.
Yeah, she's an amazing little athlete. She just pushes so hard. She's got so much energy, and this is the perfect sport for her. She started off with a bang. She did really well. She moved up from the novice class to expert class pretty quickly within a year and a half or so. She's been to nationals when it was in Calgary twice. The first year she ended up 6th overall, and the second time there she ended up 3rd. She got a bronze medal, which is a pretty big accomplishment there. She's been second place in the Alberta Series BMX Series points race a few years in a row. She just keeps showing us how fearless she is, and she just rocks it.
Well, and BMX racing, I mean, that's not a sport for the faint of heart. Jamie, I mean, you must, Koob, when you have a chance, you can throw up those pictures and we can just look at them as we're talking here. This first one that's going to come up, Jamie, that is, if you look closely, that there is quite an impressive trophy at your side there. So I wanted to ask, where did you win this exact trophy, and how did you win it, Jamie?
Well, this trophy is a 4th place trophy. I ended up crashing in Calgary during Grands. I was about to podium, but I crashed and I got 4th, which it's okay because that
was the Alberta Series.
Yeah,
points. Yeah.
It was just Alberta Series points.
But in the final race on the Sunday,
I got AB1, which is the top spot for racing in Alberta. So I was really proud of myself. I couldn't believe that I had placed that well because through those 4 years, I've been just really wanting to get that spot, and it meant so much to be able to be in that spot finally after 4 years of waiting.
That's awesome. So, Reid here, I want to ask a couple questions as well. You mentioned you had a crash. How often do you crash? How dangerous is BMX racing?
Well, it can be kind of dangerous depending on how you fall, because I actually broke my wrist twice racing. I just landed on it funny twice.
Okay, but your friends healed up.
Yeah, I'm healed up now. No cast.
Okay, well, is it pretty? Like, you must have to jostle for positioning sometimes with the other riders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had to like get in positioning to be able to pass them. Actually, in Calgary, the first provincial was about like 2 weeks ago. It was the second corner. I had a really big pass there, and then I was in second. But then I passed I passed Charlie Donaldson, and I ended up getting first because I just pumped and pumped. And I just took off.
So do you do any training outside? Like you mentioned, you pumped and pumped. So did you do leg strength training, or maybe do that later in your career? What else do you do?
Well, I do lots of training.
Every Wednesday.
Like every Wednesday for Team Alberta and on like St. Albert, the club practices. I know in St. Albert, like it's really lippy there, so you get bucked a lot. But in pumping, you really have to because when you push down and you get more speed from it. So that's what pumping is, and I train a lot too.
I train with the Alberta development team.
Yeah, Alberta
we were just there yesterday at the track.
Oh, nice. Well, we can tell you're very dedicated. Martin, I want to ask you a question as well, because I don't know what you thought when you became a dad. I mean, a lot of people are hockey dads or soccer dads or basketball dads. Is this a new sport to you where you've had to be like, okay, I know what a 1-2-2 forecheck is, but now I got to learn all about this BMX world and dive into it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a steep learning curve, and part of my learning was starting to race myself with the kids. Jamie's older sister, Bryn, she rode for a few years as well. This year, she decided she wanted to just focus on volleyball, which is fine. BMX is a pretty intense sport. There can be a lot of injuries, and it's tough. But I learned a lot about the sport by doing it myself. So we always, all us dads, we all call ourselves the rad dads.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of rad, is that like the go-to movie in the house on a Friday night?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, brings me back to my.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it has.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fantastic. I know that you guys are out, in the Strathcona County area, so I'm sure you're familiar with the Pasta Pantry. So you've got a $25 gift certificate waiting for you, as well as a custom Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week hat. So, did you have one more question?
Well, maybe you said it earlier and I missed it, but when's your next major event coming up?
This weekend.
Where?
Here.
In Edmonton?
In Red Deer.
Red Deer.
In Red Deer. Okay. And is there nationals that you're going to?
Nope. This is just another provincial series race.
Okay.
So we got one in Red Deer this weekend, and a couple weekends we've got another one in. There's another one coming up in Medicine Hat. Another one, we got Granzy and Cochrane. We've got another provincial race at our home track in St. Albert, as well as nationals.
Oh, wow.
We got a pretty full summer. That's our summer
awesome.
we also on BMX.
So nationals are in St. Albert. When are they?
That's August 23rd.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you got to tell us how it goes. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it'd be great to have more people out there to come check out the sport. Good exposure. You get some of the top riders across Canada out there. You see these high flyer elite riders that just go crazy, jump high, and it's pretty impressive.
Well, Jamie, you're impressive. Congratulations on being the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. Martin, thanks for jumping on with the interview as well. All the best. We love doing this on our show here and featuring great athletes like you, Jamie. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on. Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. So what do they get? They get the GC
and a custom Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week.
And they get to be interviewed by us.
And
that's the third of the three that they get. But still,
sure.
That was great. I mean, she's incredible.
Well,
very well spoken to, and I'm glad Martin hopped on as well for a little bit of his experience, which is pretty cool.
Well, and there was a picture of her on the bike, and I don't know, Koob, if you could throw it up quick, but you can see the grin on her face, like she's just loving life, loving what she does. Clearly, quite good at what she does.
Yep, very good.
Martin actually sent me a couple videos, but I just couldn't get him up on there. But she is, I mean, that is a very fast sport.
That's amazing.
So kudos to you, Jamie. Well done.
All right. Now, how do we find out about the 4 people that we've had past the pantry? Well, you help us. What can they do?
Well, you can send me an email. You can apply to be an athlete of the week. Send it to jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. We're still working on how to put up a kind of a directory as to who has been featured. I believe the Past the Pantry, though, will also put this on their website. They've got a special page for the athlete of the week. But send your submissions. I mean, somebody like Jamie is exactly what we want out of this, is to highlight young athletes in the Edmonton area that are doing good things and putting in the hard work. And this is a way to reward them and say, hey, keep on going. You're doing a great job. So send it an email, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com, or you can go on our website, edmontonsportstalk.com, scroll to the bottom and fill out the form.
Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. So happy to have that as part of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. You know what else we love having? That's also brand new. We got to do the second animal.
We got to do it.
Let's finish name the animal here. So Coob's going to play an animal noise, and Jay and I have to figure out.
We could have done this with Jamie on.
We did. We could have actually. We did okay with the koala.
I think we did
from
very
earlier
good.
in the show. I think we did pretty good.
We only had 2 clues.
Given how that we never would have thought a koala sounded like that, we did pretty good.
Yep, I agree.
They sound quite guttural, don't they?
Yeah, it's a different sound.
Yeah. I wonder if that's the sound they make when they're romantically involved. Anyway. What do we have, Coop? Name the animal. Here we go. Okay. Okay, remember how I told you they often sound like birds? You're often going to think they're I thought that was a chicken at first. I think that's either a chicken or some kind of a primate.
Marsupial?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think... Okay, here's what I learned from doing this on Inside Sports, is that many of them sound like birds, but they aren't birds. So my first instinct there was a bird. Yeah, we don't want to see that.
I don't want to see any clues. I don't want to be...
But then it sounded sort of monkey-like to me.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so we could just ask him, is it a primate? And if we're wrong, then we could say, is it a bird? Do you want to do that?
Yep.
Okay, Coop, our first of the 5 questions/clues we get.
Yes.
Is it a primate?
It is not a primate.
Okay, so we'll do the second one. Is it a bird?
Yes, it is a bird.
Oh. Okay, so now we have to determine...
Can we hear another,
let's hear
a 4 or 5
beginning.
second clip of it?
Oh, wow. There are many birds in the world. We could do the size. We could do if it's domesticated. We could do if it's obviously in Edmonton. We could do if it can fly or not.
I like the fly or not.
Okay.
Does it fly or not, Coob?
He's Googling it on the fly.
I'm Googling. Yeah, on the fly. I like that. It can fly. Yeah.
Can fly.
But he didn't know right off the top that it did.
But this could be some really obscure species of bird.
Should we ask what it...
I think we got to do the size maybe, or where it lives.
I think where it lives would help.
Okay.
Like what do we say though? What continent is it?
Yeah, we can ask what continent it is.
What continent is it mostly found on?
In Australia.
Australia.
It's another Australian bird. Okay, that's great. Well, what are birds that are in Australia?
The ostrich?
Oh yeah, say that.
Is it an ostrich?
No, because they don't fly.
Right.
Okay, is it larger than a turkey?
Smaller than a turkey.
All right. Have Jay and I ever seen one in person? Well, I guess if we haven't been to
you take a guess if we have, like,
in a zoo maybe?
In a zoo,
I don't
maybe.
think
Is it a colorful bird?
No, it's pretty bland. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. It does have a bit of blue.
Could I fit it in the palm of my hand?
Yeah, I feel like
so it's a little bird, but it makes a big noise.
It's a smaller bird.
Is it eaten?
It'd be plump in your hand.
What's that?
Do people eat it?
No, Reid.
Somebody maybe in the
what's like the
desert.
but I thought this was New Zealand.
A kiwi.
Like a kookaburra.
A kiwi. Kookaburra?
Kookaburra.
I think that's a mammal, isn't it? Okay, we're going to guess kiwi.
Is that a bird?
Yeah, say it. We'll just say it.
Kookaburra.
Yes!
It is a kookaburra. Yes. Okay, we got it.
Isn't that New Zealand?
That's
I searched it up. It said Australia.
That's a kiwi. That's a kiwis in New. That's why they're kiwis.
Kiwis.
I thought a kiwi was a kookaburra.
What a poll. I had no clue. You would guess that.
Can you play it
That's
again?
good. Kookaburra.
Just like 10
Terrestrial tree kingfishers.
Yes.
Oh, and they make a laughing noise. They make kind of a laughing noise.
Yeah, I've seen this on like one of the kids' animal shows.
Here's the one off Wikipedia. Yeah,
what's the animal show? The kids animated one. No, the animated one. Like the two guys take you on a
Bert and Ernie?
Diego?
No, it's like they used to be real, but now it's in a cartoon form. It's these two guys that go on an animal adventure, and they highlight different territories and stuff. Somebody will know.
Penn and Teller?
No, I've seen it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we did pretty good today. But yeah, so they have almost a laughing noise.
Wow.
Well, we just continue to educate people and hopefully inform them.
That was exciting.
Nobody knows who Chris and Pratt? No?
Yeah, Chris and something, yeah. The brothers.
They're two brothers that travel together, but now they're a cartoon.
Wildcrats. Chris and Martin Kratt from the show Wildcrats.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, my girls have watched it, and they had Kookaburra. And it was an Australian.
That's amazing.
That was a pull from the depths.
You're going to be good at Name the Animal.
Kookaburra. This is great.
Awesome.
I could do the last hour on all Name the Animals. This is so fun.
Well, we're going to do it once a week. But we'll do 2 animals a day.
Yeah, we got to.
All right. What do we got coming up? We're going to talk about that big salary. Who's that got that? That Devin Booker kid? In the NUBA. We got the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel. We'll do Words of the Day. We're going to give away Elks tickets, all coming up in the final hour of the show.
2 guys and a
What do
goalie.
you think Bowman's sell job to McDavid was about the goaltending? Hey, that comes up, right, in the conversation, right? Don't you think? No.
I don't think it does.
So if you're Connor, they're sitting there being like, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
but I don't think he's the kind of guy that goes, what are you going to do about our goaltending?
Yeah, what do you do about Stu? It seems like a dick thing to ask.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Win a trip to Osheaga with the Banquet in Aperol. We're sending one lucky guest to Montreal with flights, hotel, and 2 tickets to one of Canada's hottest music festivals. Enter by July 26. Details in store or on the Banquet app. Get real. Play hard.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta Highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Devon Leake was back at Elks practice this morning. He sat out yesterday, being limited this morning with a quad injury. In other news, Dallas's Matt Dumba has been shipped to Pittsburgh, being acquired from the Penguins in exchange for their 2028 second rounder and Vladislav Kolyachkov. In Denver, the Avs have re-upped Josh Manson's contract for 2 years, worth a total of nearly $8 million. And MLB action has 2 games underway. Orioles up 7-3 over top the Mets in the top of the 7th. Also in the 7th, the Marlins trail the Reds 6-0. Meanwhile, there's 2 games just about to get underway. Mariners and Yankees warming up while the Rays and Red Sox are about to get underway. And for the Riverhawks, the Bells, they meet at 7:35. Edmonton sitting 1 game back at Bellingham, and they can tie for first in the North Division with a win in the game. Then Energy City visits Lethbridge to battle the Bulls. That one gets going just after 7. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We've had the Pass the Pantry Athlete of the Week on. Coop, you can actually bump me up just a bit. Thank you. We had a lot of fun chat about small town festivals and my memories of PV days in Evansburg. We had DJ King on the show, a former NHLer, now driving chuck wagons on the World Professional Chuck Wagon Association and competing in the Rangeland Derby. Incredibly fun show so far. Thanks a lot for checking it out. We're giving away Elks tickets in the final hour of the show. Jay Mill, if you're watching on YouTube, you see what Jay has on. If you're on the audio stream, I'll tell you he has on pink framed sunglasses.
Yeah.
Mirrored sunglasses. What's going on? I can see myself in them.
Well, these were just dropped off at the office, and they're custom Chance Vegan, Calgary Stampede, or maybe Pinoca Stampede sunglasses. The guy that's been hot, and I went away from him today. I feel bad now.
It's all right.
Is this bad luck for my play of the day?
No, it's fine. You'll be fine.
These were a very nice gift from Mike, the Michigan fan.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Who got these for my girls. He sent these over on the package. It says, for the glue crew. So Mike, the Michigan fan, I thank you. These are wonderful glasses.
Jasmine says, wow, 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 wow. Someone looks too cool for school.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe I'm going to do the rest of the show like this.
What are you going to do about it, Jasmine?
You want a pair, Reid?
Yeah.
Huh? This would screw with your vision. It's not.
Well, I can't. Yeah, they wouldn't fit over top of my glasses. I need the big sunglasses to go over top of my glasses.
These are fancy.
You look pretty good.
Yeah, I like
them.
them.
You going to leave them on for the rest of the show?
Why not?
Yeah. What's stopping you?
What's stopping me?
Nothing. Not any rules or regulations we have here.
Because there ain't none.
Because you know what I was doing during the commercial? I was playing the volleyball game. The off-topic topic for William Huff. What is a video game that has frustrated you over the years or that took you forever to finish or you never finished? During the last commercial break, I beat the Soviet Union. 15-13. So you start the final game against the Soviets, you start down 8-7. And it's the first team to 15, and it's rally point. When I was playing volleyball in high school, the sets were to 15, but you had to serve to score. Remember that? You had to get a side out, and then you
side out, yes.
And then you had to serve to score. So I got up 13. Was I up? I was up 14-12. They got it to 14-13. And then they actually blocked me, but the ball went all the way off their block and out of bounds. So I have beaten the Soviet Union finally in Super Volleyball Japan.
Probably the happiest I've ever seen you.
Yeah, I actually smiled. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube,
click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click.
We need 14 thumbs to get to 100. We have almost an hour to do it. So let's jump in there and do that. It's at the time of day, some people leave us for an audio stream, but we do get some people joining on YouTube as well, depending on their work schedule or what they're allowed to watch or not watch at work. So if you're just coming into the YouTube stream, click the thumbs up. Let's get over 100 thumbs here on Thursday, May 10th. Time to crunch the numbers for Gallo LLP, Chartered Professional Accountants, where they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John at Gallo LLP if you'd like to discuss further how they can crunch your numbers and help your business grow. Visit their website, gallollp.ca, and see how Gallo LLP can help your business grow. All right, so the big number today. Okay, so what is Booker's contract extension? He's going to be making
2-year, $145 million max contract extension.
But it doesn't kick in for a couple of years,
That's right.
Because it doesn't go to the end of, so they can sign extensions far earlier than NHL players can.
It runs through the 2029-30 season.
So he'll get paid that in 28-29 and in 29-30.
Yes. Devin Booker,
So
folks.
who knows by then? Well, that's the thing. I mean, even though we're on a sports station and we have a pretty savvy sports audience, do you think there might be some people who are sitting there saying, I'm not sure who Devin Booker is?
100%.
Like he's not one of the, well, where would he rank in the NBA?
Ooh.
He's a top 20 player.
Top 20,
Is
I
he
would
top
say.
10?
No, he might be on the
Is he
cusp.
better than LeBron? Dustin's on
That's
an,
funny,
I think
though.
Dustin's on an airplane right now.
It's funny that I have to think about that, given LeBron's 15 years older than him.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I don't, the NBA, man. That's some money.
All right, so let's just, for crunching the numbers, because we were talking about this earlier, and we wanted to give some context. So he is now in basically 5 years, well, no, 3 years, because in 28 it'll start, right? He'll be making $72.5 million. In 2027-28, the NHL salary cap for an entire team will be $113 million. So we'll see what it rises to for 28-29. Let's say it's $120 million. So an entire NHL team in 29-30 will likely be able to make $120 million. Booker himself is going to make 72.5.
Unreal.
Like, that's the crazy thing. As much as we talk about these hockey salaries, and certainly the average person will be, my oh my, like Matthias Janmark makes that to play 8 minutes a night. It's nothing compared to the and the quarterback salaries. I mean, they're 50, 60 million. Starting pitchers are what's the MLB average salary now? I should have thought of this ahead of time. MLB average salary, $4.66 million. Highest paid players in baseball. No, it's not Ohtani because he deferred most of the money. Well, his salary is $70 million, but it's just insane. Soto's getting almost $62 million a year. So here's the thing, Jay.
But the salary cap in the NBA is like a joke.
Yeah, and in baseball it's a luxury tax, right? So you can just go over and pay the fine.
Yeah. So what? Why is there even a salary cap?
So Soto makes $61.88 million. So we often just round that up to $62 million. But the rounding is of $120,000. I'm guessing most of our audience would love to make $120,000.
Yes.
Or just get Soto's rounding.
Yeah. Forget the rounding. Just throw it in
Just give it to somebody else.
Throw an old Wilkie's account.
Yeah, I wonder what I would do with that. I wonder what account I would put it in. Anyway, by the way, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. I'll do the read now.
You might as well.
Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today. Deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code EST Casino for a $50 casino bonus. It is the same codes from last month, but you can only use them once per month, right? So now we weren't hiding them from you. It's just once you use them in June, now they reset and you can use them again in July. So like but a lot of the numbers we're talking about are almost, if not completely, unfathomable to the average person. And I mean, hey, I don't begrudge people who have money. Like if there's somebody listening to the show who makes $5 million a year, I'm happy for you.
Good for you.
But I mean, the athletes' salaries are like, what can you even say about some of them? And then I started thinking about Okay, sorry. World's highest paid athletes. This is from Forbes.
Ooh. Can I guess the sport?
Yeah.
It's got to be soccer.
Okay, so this is from...
Or as some people say, football.
They keep making me click through different things. Well, yeah, Ronaldo.
Sure.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wouldn't like the top 5 be the soccer athletes?
No. Hang on. I'm having my internet is arguing with me.
I guess Ohtani's got to be up there.
So Ronaldo. Now this is just published on Forbes.com on May 15th. So it's not that old. It's 2 months old. Cristiano Ronaldo, $275 million
a year.
That includes endorsements. Steph Curry is second. Okay, so sorry, Ronaldo on field gets $225 million. Off field, he only gets 50.
Yeah, that's where it's going to be different in North America.
So Curry gets $56 million on court, $100 million off court.
Yeah.
The number 3 is a sport that's not nearly as popular as it used to be, but you can still make money in it. It's a 1v1 sport.
A 1v1 sport?
Yeah. One person against another.
Tennis?
Boxing. Tyson Fury.
Really?
$146 million. $140 for all his purses. So only $6 million in endorsements. Dak Prescott is 4th.
This can't be real.
It says $127 million. Oh, but I think that they're doing... I think they might be doing total contract value. Not per year. Like total what you have coming to you. Messi is 5th. LeBron is 6th. Soto is 7th. Kareem, is it Benzema? Soccer player? I don't even know how to say his name. Ohtani is 9th. And Kevin Durant is 10th.
Jeez.
So anyway, I think this is total contract value.
I wonder when the first hockey player even makes that list.
In the top 10?
No, but where? Like 58th?
Oh, yeah. This just has the top 10.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was arguing with me when I was clicking on stuff because it kept redirecting.
Not even 58th. Like, what's the average salary in the NBA?
I don't even know what the average NBA salary is.
11.9.
11.9. So almost what? Well, okay, so
more than Bouchard just signed for.
Well, right.
And he's,
So what's Leon's going to be now? 14?
Yeah.
What did Marner get with Vegas? 13? Was it 12 or 13, Coop? He got less than what. So an average NBA player is getting paid almost as much as some of the best players in the NHL. Right?
Which is bonkers. So that means half of the NBA makes more than the top players in the NHL.
Right. And
so they wouldn't even be a hockey player wouldn't even be in the top 100 of this list, would they?
Probably not.
And when you throw in the NFL and all the other soccer players, maybe even not in the top 200.
And then you get so Forbes did a list of highest paid musicians by year. So, for example, Taylor Swift, this is in 2022.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, they kind of have a rough thing. Between $90 and $100 million. Here's a good one. In the 2010s, who do you think was the highest paid musician of the decade?
In the 2010s?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Beyonce?
No, it's a guy.
A guy?
Yeah.
Robbie Williams? No.
No, that's a good guess. He's not in the top 10.
A guy.
He's a doctor.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. Do you know his real name?
Steven Adams.
Andre Young.
I missed.
So they estimate that he made $950 million in the 2010s. Taylor Swift made $825. Beyonce made $685. U2 made $675. Diddy made $605. Is Diddy still performing? I think he's in a little bit of trouble, isn't he?
I think he's got himself in a wee bit of a situation. Yes.
Elton John. And this is crazy. Elton John, $565 million. Jay-Z, $560. So the eighth, according to this list, the eighth highest paid musician, highest earning musician of the 2010s would have probably, a lot of people would associate this person with the 1960s.
Really?
And a certain band. Who do you think it is?
What?
Goob?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay.
Katy Perry, $530. Lady Gaga, $500 million. So this is the 2010s. So we're halfway into a new decade. So you look at these athletes. I mean, so most of these athletes are at least $50 million a year. Or most of these musicians are at least $50 million a year.
So go into music, kids.
Go into music over sports, but you got to be near the top. You could be an average NBA player though, and make almost as much as Connor McDavid,
which is bonkers. Is that just all TV revenue and TV deals?
For who?
Like for the NBA to have all this.
Oh, that's why the cap's higher. Yeah, probably more for in arena and stuff like that. But the TV, especially and the NFL TV deals are massive, right? And they just keep dividing it up. Okay, Netflix gets a game. Okay, Prime gets a game.
But like the NBA salary cap for the 2025-26 season is $154.647 million. The luxury tax threshold is at $187 million.
Right.
And then they say the first apron is $195 million. The second apron, whatever these aprons are.
So really spend as much as you want.
Spend as much as you want.
If you have that much money,
make sure
just spend it, but you got to give some to the league.
Just maybe you chip some back to the league. We're good. Jeez.
It's incredible.
What would happen if you spent more in the NHL? You'd be fined?
You can't do it. You just can't go over.
What if you did?
You cannot go. You can't.
Well, what
if
you did?
You're not allowed to field a roster.
So you'd be suspended?
Ice a roster. You just can't do it. It's a hard cap.
I'm just saying.
So if you iced a team that was over the cap, I don't even know what you couldn't do it. They tell you can't play, I guess.
Would the refs kick you off the ice?
The refs would walk off. Yeah, I guess.
So it'd be forfeited due to the refs leaving.
You don't remember that New Jersey-Boston game, eh? You've probably seen the video.
Which one?
Where the replacement refs came on because the real refs wouldn't ref because the coach of the Devils was suspended but got a injunction or whatever so he could still coach. So the NHL refs wouldn't ref. So they had guys like everyday refs reffing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This all stems from the have another donut incident with Schoenfeld and Koharski. Speaking of referees, something exciting to tell you next week. Jay and I talked about this. We are going to deliver. We already have guests booked for it. We're going to have Ref Week.
Yeah.
We still have some guests to line up. We'll have a couple hockey related. We have basketball. We should have baseball. We'll see what other sports we can do. But we'll have one a day for next week at least, because this stems from a day during the playoffs, and there was, people are always unhappy about calls, and we were reading texts and messages in the nasty chat about people saying this, and this. And then we had a WHL referee by the name of Chris Critch type in and say, like, come on. He's going to be one of the guests. Because here's the thing. Refs are often dehumanized and are left voiceless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair. I'm going to say it's not always fair. It's not fair. So we're going to have refs on the show, your experience, your journey, dealing with angry fans, getting criticized, stuff like that. And I think another thing we want to get this perspective on is how do you develop young officials?
Yes.
Because again, given that the abuse that they can take, I don't know what 12-year-old is dreaming of becoming a referee or a linesman or whatever, or an umpire or whatever. So we're going to have Ref Week.
I like it.
I've lined up a referee who ref basketball in the Olympics. It's going to be incredible.
There will be questions, Reid.
There will be a lot of questions. You have to be nice to them. You have to
I've already
book
had
a
the
guest
gag
too.
order. Yeah. I'm trying.
We're going to be fine. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. That is how you text the show. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. We got a limerick here from VR Montenegro. Koalas come from down under and not elsewhere. That guttural growl can deliver a scare. Mouths full of fangs, paw punches land with bangs. I'd prefer a cuddle with my vaping Huse bear. Hus bear? What is that?
They talked about it on the Lock Shop. About
I missed
a
it.
bear.
Well, Hus bear. Sorry.
If you push him on,
I ruined the whole thing. VR.
If you push him on the shoulder, he turns to the side and a plume of smoke comes out.
I missed that.
Yeah.
We need 4 thumbs on YouTube to get to 100. So get in there and click. Fine, I'll do the song again.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Okay, here comes the Coupe. Then we got the oil understood for GCL Diesel.
Elks practice saw Javon Leake back on the field after missing action yesterday. He was a limited participant with a quad injury. And in the majors, there's 4 games live right now. One in the end of the first, runless between the Rays and Red Sox, while the Mariners and Yankees are locked at zeros in the bottom of the first. And we also see the Orioles up 7-3 on the Mets midway through the 8th inning. Riverhawks also play. They have their series closer against the Bells. Edmonton looking to tie Bellingham for first in the North Division with the win tonight. First pitch goes at 7:35. Elsewhere, the Cactus Rats face off with the Bulls just after 7. And in the NHL, 30-year-old Matt Dumba is on the move from Dallas to Pittsburgh, being traded from the Stars for a 2028 second-rounder in Vladislav Kolyachonok. From Colorado, the Avs have re-signed Josh Manson to a 2-year contract where they hair under $4 million this season, while in OKC, Jalen Williams and the Thunder have agreed to a max rookie contract over 5 seasons worth up to $287 million. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. The show continues. After the break comes Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The oil stream. I look at it as I would describe it, to me, it's a bit of a gamble because you're rolling the dice, hoping it speeds up the process.
Yeah.
You get a guy who's more ready and has that offensive
So you're
punch.
thinking it's a bit of a gamble for what the team is hoping to accomplish this year? Like taking a guy with no experience and basically slotting him in the top 6 on a championship caliber club?
Yeah, sure.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Avocado and feta dip, passion fruit cheesecake, and cocktails that taste like summer in a glass. Try the new feature menu at The Banquet. Refreshing, craveable, and made for sunny days. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
So tomorrow, Curly Gittins Jr. from the Edmonton Elks scheduled to join me, and I say me because Jason Milne is off tomorrow. Coob will be here, though. Ben, the intern, is going to give me another blind ranking. I believe it's going to be Def Leppard related. So after work tomorrow, I believe I'm going to help my dad pack up at Art Walk and then go see Leopard. They're on the stage at 9.
Unreal.
Going to be a fun day. I think Dusty might hop on tomorrow. And Mark Letestu scheduled to join me tomorrow. Mark Letestu, who's been on this show in the past and I've been interviewing for years, is now the head coach of the Colorado Eagles in the American Hockey League after a few years as an assistant with Cleveland. So a great opportunity for him.
Great opportunity.
Yeah, so that's coming up tomorrow. Now, and then the Elks play on Sunday.
They do?
5 o'clock game. When are you in Awanakon?
4. 4 to 5, the Green and Gold kickoff show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tune in iHeartRadio apps.
Okay.
Or EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Right. Going to be incredible. Jay and I, of course, are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. The Banquet summer feature menu is here. Bacon-wrapped pickles, spicy Korean noodle bowls, and cocktails like the Pink Lady and the Blueberry Hibiscus Smash. Try now at the Banquet. Get real, play hard. Smith TM14 in the Nasty Chat. Brock Purdy makes $53 million a season. I think, I just off the top of my head, I think most of the NFL starting quarterbacks are over $50 million a year. They got to be. You'd have to be.
$33 million per year is the average.
That's it? Poor guys.
Top tier quarterbacks can earn up to upwards of $50 to $60 million annually.
I wonder if Devin Booker signs that contract and thinks to himself, finally, I can buy a new PlayStation game guilt-free.
Yeah, I don't even know how to process that. What you would...
What would you, like...
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess your family's set for life.
Yeah, you get set. A lot of people... I mean, again, I know there's that famous ESPN 30 for 30 documentary about all the millionaires that went broke. But
well, and even still, I think what percentage of that is gone just to income tax? 40%?
Sure.
Right? So that's off the top.
Yeah. So you're screwed.
He's really not making that much.
Screwed. No, he's getting next to nothing.
Jeez. You think Brock Purdy's worth $55 million a year?
He's pretty good. I don't think he's awesome, but I think he's pretty good.
Would you say he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
No. Who are the top 5? Allen, Mahomes, Jackson. Who else would be up there?
Would Goff be in there?
Goff, Stafford. To me, they're 1.
They are.
Is your guy there now?
Jaden's probably on the cusp.
Is Love there?
Jordan Love? No.
What about Hurts?
He'd be in the convo.
So,
for sure, he'd be in the conversation. Yeah. He'd be ahead of Goff.
I don't know if Smith TM14 is joking or not. Purdy purchased a John Deere lawn tractor for his farm. That's probably true.
He probably did.
But I just wonder when you're making that much, like I remember, so when I was working in I'm not going to give any values here, but I mean, broadcasting is not really a high paying profession, especially when you're starting in Lloydminster. Okay. So I went and saw a financial advisor because I was like, I want to put money away but I'm not making a lot. And he said, well, let's start with something simple. When I moved, I got put with a guy here in Edmonton, and he goes, most people aren't going to be millionaires but he goes, if you can upgrade to the Caesar salad, you're doing okay. What is it? What's the Caesar? Depending on the restaurant, it's an extra $1 to $3.
Yeah, $2.50.
He goes, if you can guilt-free upgrade to the Caesar salad,
life's good.
The 1 or 2 times a month you go out for dinner, you're doing okay. What's the version of that for Devin Booker?
Upgrade to a private jet instead of flying like your own jet?
Yeah.
Instead of flying charter.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to get the... I am going to get the reclining seats in my jet. I'm not going to get the ones that don't recline.
Yeah, screw fake leather. I'm getting the real leather now.
That's right.
That's just incredible.
You know what? We're going to have Coke and Pepsi on my private jet. To hell with it. I could afford that.
You think you can buy a championship team? They still stink.
Oh, my goodness. That's harsh.
Yeah, reality sucks.
Let's go into the oil understood for GCL Diesel. Providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel? Understood. All right, so I mentioned Letestu is going to be the head coach of the Colorado Eagles in the American Hockey League. That's the Avalanche farm team. Question for you. A good opportunity for Mark. I mean, during the lockout in, 12-13, he went to Bonnyville and helped coach the Pontiacs, a team he used to play for in the AJHL. Of course, he's from Elk Point, which is nearby. I always kind of thought he would be interested in coaching and would be a very good coach. And I mean, hey, if you're an AHL head coach,
that's a big deal.
You're hoping to get onto an NHL bench at some point, maybe even if you're an assistant first. Who knows?
You're on the doorstep.
You're getting there. Which current Oiler do you think would make a good NHL head coach someday?
Ooh.
Which current Oiler? I want to hear from people on this as well. Nasty Chat, River Cree Resort and Casino Inbox, 780-218-9999. Which current Oiler do you think would make the best NHL coach someday?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Because you think about that, you got to have the knowledge. You have to be able to communicate. You have to want to do it. I mean, there are some players that you could just tell they wouldn't want to coach. Like, I don't think McDavid would ever want to coach. I don't think. Do you think Leon would ever want to coach?
No.
Why not?
They don't need to. Like, a lot of this is usually you need to.
But Patrick Waugh didn't need to.
How do you know?
Fair enough.
Oh boy. Okay, off the top of my head, the first name that would come to mind would be Zach Hyman.
Okay.
Because of what you just said. Good communicator, positive guy, seems under control, but has a high hockey acumen.
Right.
Right?
And he understands what it takes. I mean, of course, he's talented and has skill, but he's had to do a lot of the little things consistently well for a long time to get where he's been.
That's the other part of it is has there been superstar players that have went on to be coaches at a high level?
In the NHL? Not often, and they've not been successful. I mean, Gretzky coached, not a great tenure.
It's usually not the best player on the team that's going on to be a professional coach at the NFL ranks or NHL. Usually the minor leaguers or the role players that find that, hey, they want to do this. Whew, I would say Hyman. I could see a Darnell Nurse.
You think he'd want to be a head coach? Well, probably eventually you'd want to be a head coach.
I think you'd have to strive to be the best you can, or have the best position you can.
Rip Van Winkle in Nasty Chat says Adam Henrique. And I think a lot of this is probably people are going off their in-game intelligence, and then also probably how they come across in interviews. Are they well-spoken? I mean, most coaches are well-spoken. I mean, you can't coach players of that level and not be able to communicate.
And calm under pressure.
Right.
And you don't see Zach Hyman snapping on the ice or in the, post-game scrum all that much.
No, neither do you see. He bought an OHL team, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's going to do when he's done. Well, hope he's not done playing for a while.
Yeah. Interesting.
Zulu says Ekholm. I mean, Ekholm always comes up in discussions where we have who would be good at, because he comes across one of those guys. He'd probably be good at anything, but he comes across as intelligent and thoughtful. I don't know if he would want to coach though. Like, there's still something to, I mean, to be a coach, you have to want to have all the challenges that come along being with a coach. You have to want to have your patience tested, basically. And be able
I don't
to
know if you have to
it.
want it, but you have to be prepared for it.
You have to know it's going to happen.
You have to. Criticism.
Right.
But I mean, as a hockey player, you're highly criticized every night.
True.
Bronco Nick says Zach Hyman. I mean, he says he writes children's books for Pete's sake.
That's a good point.
This one comes in from an unnamed source. It says, if you asked me 2 months ago, I would have said Corey Perry.
Oh, interesting.
But I still think Corey Perry would fit that mold. Because he clearly knows the game of hockey.
Yeah, I wonder if he would want to go into coaching. He'd be well, I don't know if he'd be fired.
Well, and you have to also read, this is a good point, and when you bring up a name like Corey Perry, is someone that loves the game. Loves the game. How many times did you hear Corey Perry say he loves being at the rink? He loves being in the locker room.
Yes.
I think that's why a lot of players would do it. Because you've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of professional athletes.
Mm-hmm.
What do they always say, especially in retirement, what they miss most about the game?
They miss being around the team.
That's
team
right.
environment.
Yeah.
Whether that's camaraderie, joking around, getting there early, or just the preparation, and then that routine of preparing for a game.
Yeah.
And coaches have to do that even more than the players do.
Sure.
Because they have to give the players what they need to prepare. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could think of some guys that just left too, like Connor. Perry's now left. Connor Brown. I don't know. I just try to imagine who would walk into a dressing room and want to address 20 guys, and then I picture them on the bench and then dealing with the media after a game, something like that. I mean, I don't know. Somebody said Derek Ryan, maybe. Kulak, maybe.
Yep.
I don't know if any of the big guys would. Though Draisaitl, and he's into ownerships. Like, doesn't he own some sort of team in Germany or a league or something like that? And they're going to have, the Stars will have so much money. Mech says Pickard. I could see Pickard wanting to be a goalie coach. I don't know about a head coach. I could see Pickard wanting to be a goalie coach. I think he's got that personality.
He would. That's
given his own journey, I think he would be, I want to help somebody else get better. I want to help the guy who's been told he's not good enough to be good enough.
Yeah.
Or the guy who's already good to be a star.
Because he's kind of had that journeyman approach to his NHL career.
Right. And he seems like he would be patient. He'd be a good communicator. And he would also understand.
He might be the dark horse here.
Yeah. And he would also understand, I'm not asking you to be perfect every day. You know, like he would be one of those embrace the journey types of guys, I think, as a coach. Trying to think who else. I mean, Wallman, I don't know well enough. I haven't been around him enough yet.
I don't know. I don't know about him speaking that. He doesn't seem as comfortable in an interview, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been okay.
That's an interesting question.
Clearly, Ike Howard. Let's put that on the young guy.
Well, I will say,
after he plays 17 years for the Oilers, straight into coaching the team.
Hall of Famer. 3 cups. I will say this about Ike Howard, though, Reid. It was refreshing to hear somebody that had some charisma, right? Like his answers.
I don't think he has any shortage of confidence.
That's right. I like that. Give me the most cocky, arrogant SOB around. I want him on our team. If I'm a coach, I want that player on my team.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
It sure doesn't.
And I didn't even. I wish I'd seen this.
Because you can't teach that.
I wish I'd seen this before they did the Zoom availability. He played Mark Messier in a movie. Did you see this?
No.
Yes, I guess there's a movie. Is it about Fleury, Coop? They're making a movie about Fleury, and I guess he plays. I think it's more like he put on an 11 and skates around. I don't think he's like
the Moose
acting in it, but yeah, he played Messier in a movie.
Wow,
so that's pretty cool.
They should give him.
But 11. But I didn't see the stuff posted online until after the Zoom availability.
What did you say today? His number?
53.
53.
Wasn't that Jeff Skinner's number?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing Skinner's not going to be back. Skinner hasn't signed, has he? Did I miss that?
He's not gone anywhere yet. Nope.
It's interesting. Yet Knobloch was the one who didn't want him. Perhaps there are other teams and coaches. Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. We're going to go into our final segment here. Should I ask the trivia question now?
Yeah.
Because then over the commercial, people can text in their answers. So you have to text in for this. That's the only way you can win. To the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. home of the Kitchen Restaurant, all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. So you have to text. You don't have to spell it exactly correctly, but we have to be able to tell who you're talking about, right?
How would you misspell it?
Well, yeah, you shouldn't, I guess.
No, here's the deal.
So this is to
No,
win.
hang on. It has to be spelled correctly.
Spelling counts.
Spelling counts.
Okay,
I just
spelling
said it.
counts.
Yep.
Do abbreviations, or are they okay?
Yes. Like first name can be a letter.
But initials aren't good enough.
No, we need the full last name.
Okay. All right.
And the first name doesn't have to be the same, the way it is supposed to be.
Well, I was thinking about the other guy too, though.
That's easy.
But initials. Okay, anyway, we're saying too much. Yeah. We're saying too much. Who were the two starting quarterbacks in the 2015 West Final? First right answer to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999 gets 4 tickets to the Elks and the Lions on Sunday.
4? I thought it was 2.
No, it's 4. Wannick's email said 4. Okay, let me double check.
I must have missed.
Now I'm doubting myself. No, we better clarify this.
No, I think you're right.
Prizing this week from a Wannick. Reid Wilkins Show. 4 tickets to Elks Lions on Sunday. So who were the two starting quarterbacks in the 2015 CFL West Final? There you go. All right, here comes the coup.
Four games live in baseball. Just one in the top of the 9th. It's the Reds up 6-0 over the Marlins, while the Rays and Red Sox are runless in the top of the 3rd. And in the bottom of the 2nd, the Mariners have a 1-0 lead over the Yankees, while the Nationals and Cardinals are just getting underway. And at practice, Javon Leake returned for the Elks after sitting out yesterday. He was limited today with a quad ailment. For the Penguins, they've acquired Matt Dumba from the Stars for Vladislav Kolyachonok and a 2nd rounder in 2028. Out west, Colorado has extended 33-year-old Josh Manson to a 2-year deal worth nearly $4 million this season. And from Bellingham, the Riverhawks and Bells have their series closer. Edmonton winning 5-4 last night, first pitch at 7:35, and they have a chance to tie the Bells for top spot in the North Division with a win tonight. Energy City then visits Lethbridge, playing the Bulls with the Cactus Rats fresh off being swept in a 2-game series against the Giants, which wrapped up yesterday. Action today gets going at 7:05. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
EST Afternoons.
3 weeks ago, no one in Edmonton was talking about Isaac Howard. Sure, there's a few of you that have watched him play and think he's going to be really good, and that's all fair. But Joaquin, we have not seen this guy play hockey in the pros. And he's right now on the first line with Connor McDavid, and he's taking Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or Hyman's spot.
Why would you put that amount of pressure on a kid like that? I think both should start in the bottom 6. Savoy, Ike.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
All right, thanks, Coop. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're going to get to our words of the day in a couple of minutes, giving away 4 tickets to the game between the Edmonton Elks and the BC Lions on Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium Sunday at 5. We're going to have the Green and Gold kickoff show at 4 with Wilkins and Milne, and then they're on after the game for the Green and Gold postgame show. But the trivia question was, who were the 2 starting quarterbacks in the 2015 West Final? This was the last time Edmonton hosted a playoff game, and they went on to win the Grey Cup. This was an epic matchup. This was 2 14-4 teams playing each other. This, by the way, is why I think they should go away from the divisions. This should have been the Grey Cup. Edmonton won, actually quite convincingly, because Calgary got like 2 touchdowns in the end of the game, and it was still, 16, was it 45-31, I think? It's pretty lopsided for the Eskimos. So who won?
Bronco Nick.
Nick got it.
These came in. There was 2 people that got it like right away.
Okay.
And Bronco Nick was the first one that came in. So
all right,
Bronco Nick, you won.
I just golfed with the other day.
Yes, you did.
All right. So it was Mike Riley and Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yes.
Or Michael Riley. I guess he eventually wanted to be known as Michael Riley. But Riley and BL. So that's why I was saying, what about initials? Like, what if someone would have typed in Riley and BLM? Would have you accepted that?
I would have, but here's the thing is that somebody sent this in and they said, hey, Jay, I don't have the right answer, but I don't think that exact spelling should count because some people use speech to text. It's a fair point for, like, if you're driving, you can
I think if you were off by a letter.
Well, we did say spelling correct. So I stand corrected moving forward with these. I'll accept minor.
So if you would have sent in Riley
and Michelle,
would have you accepted Riley Riley? Like, that's a totally different spelling than Reilly. That's the thing.
Man. DVD,
like Mark Riley.
Yeah, no, I can't do Mark Riley.
Yeah, I guess we kind of play that by ear. If we think you know who you're talking about.
It was a fair point.
Anyway, Bronco Nick gets 4 tickets to the Elks and the Lions. They already played earlier this season, right? No, that was the game Blanchard couldn't kick.
Yeah, the Elks couldn't do a lot of things.
No.
Couldn't run the ball.
Well, the defense was okay for the first half.
Yeah. But here's the thing is I feel as if the Elks have went this way, maybe not that escalated, but they've improved. And I don't know where
How
BC
do you
is.
stop Rourke?
Well, that's going to be the test. That's going to be the question of the game.
Because he can get away from pressure. And I thought, to my untrained eye, you have a better technical eye, I thought the Elks were dropping into a zone and just defending the first down marker. And it worked against Ottawa for the most part.
Yeah, and they didn't have any big shots.
But BC can get that, though.
Well, they need to eliminate that. Do the Elks defense.
Okay.
They do. They have to.
I'm nervous about this one because I think Rourke is so good. I know doesn't appear to be perfect, but even that last drive, and I know the Alouettes will say, come on, how does that clock stop there? But still, he made a great play even to make it questionable.
Yes.
All right. Word of the day. Let's do it.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's my band. Okay.
All right.
First word of the day.
Quick.
Galumph. Galumph.
Galumph?
Galumph.
Gallumph. You got a frog in my throat. Gallumph. I need a sentence.
I could hear them galumphing around in the attic in search of an in search of old family photo albums.
Like noisily doing something.
The galumph is to move in a loud and clumsy way.
So, okay. So I got 1.5.
Boffo. Second word. Boffo.
Boffo?
Boffo.
B-O-F-F-O. And I believe this means to be like a hit or a smash hit in entertainment terms. Like this movie is boffo at the box office. I bet you didn't think I would know that.
How did you know that?
Because Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the cover of a Sports Illustrated in the late 80s, and it said he's boffo at the box office. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to look this up.
This is how they use it in a sentence, Reid. This is creepy. The most recent film in the long-running franchise has done boffo business at the box office, a testament to the series' enduring popularity.
So I am not as dumb as I look. Look at this.
Well,
yeah, you're supposed to say no one could be that dumb. How do I zoom in on this image? Coob, I might need your help. Look at this. Look at this. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hot stuff. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The bodybuilder is boffo in Hollywood.
What?
And
when
this
is that from?
November is something 1987. Look at that. I remembered that cover. Boffo.
From December 7th, 1987, you remembered that.
And isn't that Bruce Smith of the Buffalo Bills in the inset?
No, it's not, but it looks like Bruce Smith.
Okay.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, you remembered that?
Yes, I remember that. I thought it was Boffo at the box office.
Jeepers.
So I did well today. I got 3.5 out of 4. Gallup and Boffo.
What do you mean? You got 4 out of 4.
But I didn't get I needed the sentence for Gallup.
Oh, thank you.
I got 3.5 out of 4, but I got Boffo.
Honesty point, an extra 0.25. 3.75 out of 4.
What are you giving me a bonus for?
Because I would have given you the 4, but you were honest. So you get honesty points.
Oh, wow, I didn't know those existed.
They do here.
Have a good day off tomorrow, Jay.
Yeah, it's the big girl's birthday party.
I'll be here tomorrow. We got Ben, we got Dustin, we got Mark Letestu, we got Curly Gittins Jr., who knows who else. The Coob is going to be here. I'm Reid. Have a great evening.